Hello, everyone. It's your man, Spin Nation, Riders Up Tim, and live from the car, the Formula. How are you, buddy? How are you, Tim?
I'm doing great. Ready to take on some Assiniboia. I've been looking forward to this for a couple of days. I haven't played the horses, so I kind of got the itch. Need to
This may be
scratch.
mine.
And there's the Formula. I think we have them now.
Oh, did you drop me?
No,
Did
you're
I
here.
drop?
You kind of
on.
you kind of froze
Okay.
up for a second.
Yeah, you froze up for a second.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I'm getting spotty connections. I might be dropping if I don't see a race unexpectedly that I like. Right, just like last week.
There you go.
T-Mobile, don't fail me now.
Exactly. But welcome to everybody here tonight. We already got some people. We got Bobby D. He's got a 2.631 already the first race. Joseph Myers. Good evening, buddy. Just love to have you. If you don't even bet one race, Joseph, we're just glad to have you. And if you have any opinions on any race, just let us know. We love to have you always in the house. Tom Hollick, how are you? Good evening, buddy. Bob Jackson, always with his great picks. Stevie G. We got the Boston boy, Ryan Gallivan. Already busy night here. Loving it. And we'll bring our feature stars in here. 9 minutes to go. First race. 6 furlongs, claiming purse 10,200 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. And there are no scratches, so we have a full field of 7. And by the way, hope everybody, including Tim and Formula, had a wonderful Father's Day weekend. Hope y'all had a wonderful Father's Day weekend indeed.
I definitely did.
I did
Thank
as well.
you for noting that.
Awesome. Yeah. So we have a field of 7 here. And Tim, you as always traditional take the first one. Vince Watson, great to have you with us, sir. Yes. Let's get this track. This track has been a tough one, but we are determined to fight back in a great way. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right. We got Uncle Sully's in here. There you go.
Sully.
Sully. All right, here we go. Classic.
Put the ribbon on the apartment door facing you to broadcast.
I thought it was a coat hanger. Or was it the sock?
It's a sock. Sock is traditional. Sock is traditional in our house. I don't know what you do in your house, Uncle Sully, but in our house. Did I say that? Did I say our house? Did I let the cat out of the bag? No. Historically, it's been a sock.
There you go. We got Neil in the house. Hey,
Sully.
buddy. All right.
Hey, Formula, for those that don't know, I thought I saw, did you post your picks out there that people can see? Or
Yes.
Yes. On YouTube, I posted my
he
picks. So
did.
in our
Yes, he
YouTube
did, yeah.
chat channel, or our YouTube message board. Yep.
Awesome.
If anyone would like to see, those are my my data model picks, and that's largely what I leverage. Ooh, got a little bit of wordplay there. All right, shall I jump into it?
Yeah, dive right into it. Well, who are your top 3 here for race number 1?
Tim, I'll let you complete that last thought there. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying I posted the link to that to everyone in the chat so they could see where we post that, and make sure that they subscribe and follow the channel, because we do post things like this at times, and it is beneficial to everyone to do that.
Absolutely.
Frank Payne in the house. What's up, Frank?
Okay, so I've got 2 horses here that I've got on top. I mean, I really have a strong opinions on 3 horses, and then everyone else sort of evens out underneath.
Okay.
If I go in the order of the formula that I key off of for this race, it goes 6-1-3, which is largely chalk. But if I were to pick one that I like out of there, it's very difficult between the 6 and the 1. The 6 I feel had easily the best last race of this group. In terms of last race, I got him placed segments above the rest, I guess we'll say. But I do like something. That last race advantage. He's got a nice little advantage there, in my opinion. And also, he should be pretty pace forward as well. I've got the 3 as being the pace setter, which is why you got to include the 3 in there. 6 furlongs. We've seen pace setters go wire to wire here, gate to wire here all the time. But yeah, there's something about the one that I like too. He's got a good closing kick, which he's going to need with these 2 pace setters. He's also dropping in class from what I see. And in terms of having the best race value, he's number 1 for me. Yeah, these 3 horses, I believe, are above the rest. If I were to give you one more horse, I'm going to pick the 7, which, yeah, it's 7-1. Almost got lucky, but in the order that I like them, I would go, yeah, it's either between 1 and 6 as my top, and then 3 and 7 after that.
Okay, like it. Yeah, I'm very much with you, Formula, on this. I do think it's 6-1-3.
6-1-3.
Yeah, I do find it interesting. The one thing I'm a little bit perplexed about, if I had to pick a top horse, I'd pick the 1 only because I'm a little worried that the 2 may go out with the 3, and may go out with the 6. And then all of a sudden we have like a Donnybrook on the front,
Yeah.
So where I think the style of the 1, I think favors with the extra half furlong. I'm not as worried about 6 furlongs at the rail as I am 5.5. And I think this horse with the kid, I know he's 1 for 45, but 1 for 29, but but Gardapi still stays with him. And I think this could be the one that they break through. I know they're over 23 together, but I really like the way this horse runs. And I think if the 3 horses up the front kind of do a thing up front, he could be sitting in the perfect spot. So I was 1, 6, 3, and then 2.
Yeah, 2 next. Yeah, it was between 2 and 7 for my 4th one.
Yeah,
as well,
and then Whitehall is 7-1. At least his horse is dropping into where his horse is closed before. So this is an interesting race.
Absolutely. Yeah, I kind of like the 1 as well, also because of the class drop. I think he's the classiest horse of the group here. He ran real nice workout last time out. Yeah, that's why I go back and forth between the 6 and the 1 here.
Yeah.
Tim, 3 minutes to post, but you know what that means at Assiniboia. What you got for us?
Yeah, I don't differ very much. I had the 6 quite a bit above everybody else here. I did have the 1 second like the rest of you. I did have a little bit of a different underneath play.
Sure.
Sean mentioned the 2. I do like the 2. But one horse I kept going to here was the 4, Danzig Starstorm.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is one who first time off a layoff kind of ran that even race that we kind of see a lot of times to where it looks more like a paid workout.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I look for this horse to move forward. And we know that Miss Pruitt here got her 2nd win last week, and she's starting to ride a little bit better, and she's getting more comfortable on the track. And I think this one might be able to move forward enough to get an underneath placing here. 10 pounds. Yeah. 10 pounds for this 5-year-old shouldn't make a huge difference. I don't look at it from a perspective of the fact that she's an apprentice, just the fact that she's riding a little bit better.
Yep. Yep. And Dan H is in the. He said he heard only winners are accepted, and I'm here. Good out, Dan. Great to see you, buddy. Joseph Myers says 4 also gets that 10-pound allowance, only carrying 111.
Yeah, and the 1 does as well with Paris aboard.
Yeah.
And Paris aboard is the reason that I really like the 1 more as an underneath play. He's struggled to find the winner circle here, but finished underneath 9 out of 29 times.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But I do think the 4 should run better here, second off the layoff.
Yeah,
you're getting a price on him, 11-1 right now.
Yeah, it's a great price.
Curious what the comment section thinks here. Yeah.
Yeah, hard to get the 1 on the top. Yep, I hear you, Dan. until this kid finds a way to actually get on the. He has won a race, but
Exactly. I don't think we need to wait anymore. Let's give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want.
So what they want is picks. I don't know about what they really want is winners. I don't know if I can give them that, but we're going to give it a really good shot here. So we're going to play a $5 exacta. We're keeping the 6 on top, and we're going to play the 6 with the 1-4.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Like it. Yeah, I like it. The stretch is very similar to you. He's got 6 over the 1-2. So, very.
And the 2 is another one that I like there, as I mentioned, but I just kept coming back to that 4, and I watched that last race, and I'm like, I don't think that this horse was really just out for much more than a paid workout, and now we get the second off a layoff angle, and I think that Miss Pruitt is riding pretty well, so let's give her a shot to finish underneath. We can get her home at 15-1 underneath. That'll be a good start for us.
Absolutely.
There you go. 2 minutes to vote. Gatekeeper, how are you? Like 6-1-2.
Like you always say, Tim, when it comes to your bet, you might as well go with the horses you came in with, right? Because we always say, we listen to each other, we take stuff in, but at the end of the day, if it's your pick, might as well go with what you like, right?
Go with the conviction.
And I include, I include you guys' horses a lot, but I mean, you were all 6-1, right? So I mean, everybody was 6-1,
sure.
And it was just like, so I thought the 6-1 was solid, and I do like the 6 much more as the on top play, but I just thought we'd try to get a 4 underneath. That's the horse I thought we might get there.
Yeah.
And Joseph, you're right with the 5, only a 5K race. You could see a couple of horses change hands at the end.
We usually do. They change hands a lot up here, especially for the prices they race for. So
especially when you're dropping from like 10 non to 3 to 5, the barn can get value for that.
Yeah. And Marv Beatty calling out, hey everybody, 7 horses in the first race.
Yeah,
We were talking about that.
What's up, bud?
Before hitting the live button, we've got a pretty stout card here. The last few cards we've had at Assiniboia, you get some 4 horses, a lot of 5 horses, but this is a little bit meatier. So
this is not many scratches tonight at all.
No, we're gonna end the night on a 10 horse note.
Yeah,
with a horse that I like at a price.
I got a horse I like at a price in race 5, I believe it is. And I don't know if I'm going to be around that long, but I mean, I'm hoping I'm going to live that long. I might have to pick up my daughter by then. But yeah, there's a horse I like in that race. And if it looks like I have to cut out early, I'll give it to you then.
Sure.
I'm curious what everybody else thinks. And I'm curious, because it is long odds. I'm curious to see what happens to those odds and if I'm just a crazy one here.
Usually, but we still like it.
Formula picks up his daughter at 11:30 p.m., but it was a 10-horse race.
I had to wait it out.
Had to stay.
Doesn't happen. How often you get 10 horses at Assiniboia?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm in the parking lot and it's like 90 degrees out there. So I'm battling between idling the car and not idling the car too. So if you see me sweating buckets, let me know and I'll crack the AC for me. Yeah.
Dan is banking on this 3 horse here. He likes the 3 second off the bench. He's doing a key box 3 with 467 and for $1, and then 3 with 1467 for 60 cents. Win and place on the 3 for 5. Good luck, Dan.
Yeah, good luck.
Dan. Absolutely.
I could see it. I've got a pace advantage on that horse.
Anybody out there, we always say this, Tim says this, Formula says this. We just say who we like. If you like somebody, you play it. Don't listen to us just because exactly. If you like it,
Although I got a feeling tonight's the night, Sean.
I love it.
It's got to be. We got to have
Bob Jackson's top picks are 2, 3, 4. Joseph Myers points out that the 3 is also the only one not running for a tag. That's interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Joseph, sometimes they have in Canada and down here too, which is interesting, is that sometimes if it's like your let me see if it's the first start of the year. Let me get our buddy,
second for the 3.
the second. Yeah, okay, yeah. Sometimes if they're the first 2 starts, you can run without a tag. Meaning that you can get in there with some.
Yeah. Scott Letty, I'm not
Gives-
going to try to compete
connects-
with Phoenix. Don't worry about that. 113. Oh my God. I got sent to Phoenix for work once in the middle of August. It was life changing. I'll say that.
Oh,
All right, guys. 614. Let's get that home.
the worst ever was when I was 13. I had to play in a golf tournament in Boca Raton, Florida in August.
Oh.
And that was, and the humidity was like 98%.
Yeah. Drinking the air.
James White, good luck, bud. 2 with the 1-3-4-7.
Once Sabatis is in, the front gates will be closed.
This race would be interesting.
Sabatis is now in.
Yeah, let's see what happens here.
Next up, Mary Who.
Mary who?
Steps up and in.
My mom's who? Mary who? Shout out to Mary.
Here comes Danzig Starstorm. Fresno Chili.
6-1 Exacta's paying 11 for $2. The 6-4 is going to get us 46 though.
Ooh, nice.
And we got it for 5. So we're going to start off on a big note right here.
Yeah, let's get that 6-4.
Highlander Honey.
78 in the lounge. Don't forget to hit that like button. Hit that like button and let Assiniboia know you're watching. Send them a message. Let them know you're watching. Trust the prophets and you love it.
Scott Letty in the house.
And they're off.
They're off. Whoa.
7 broke way to the outside.
Ooh,
Mary
yeah.
Who shows a little bit of early speed, but so does Danzig Starstorm to the outside. Almost got lucky. 3 wide, a length back in third. Sabatis
4's up
on the
there.
rail in fourth.
Yeah.
A pair, Fresno
Come on, Sierra.
Chili and Highlander Honey and Dogwoods Millie Jane will be the early trailer. About 6 lengths off the lead.
6 really dropped down, took a lot of late money, 2 to 5.
And
Yeah.
Mary Who
Yeah, he did.
has opened
Went
up
from
the
6 to
Moving
5.
up,
to
too.
2.5.
2.5
Yeah,
lengths.
he's moving
To
pretty
the
well.
outside, almost
It's like
got
they're catching
lucky.
that 3.
Highlanders Honey
Yeah, the
starting
one's out of the
to
picture and the
clear it
4's
up.
dropping though.
3
So
wide,
Yeah,
and 3
yeah.
lengths back to Sabatis and Danzig Starstorm, Fresno Chili and Dogwoods Millie Jane. 48 and 3 the half mile. Mary Who.
Ooh, look at that turn by the 3. But the 6 has got him.
Highlanders Honey has
7's coming late. Antonio's going to
7's
get
coming
second.
strong.
got lucky.
Yeah,
Showing a bit of late run.
That was my 4th.
16th of a mile ago.
for what it's worth.
Highlanders Honey is gonna
Ooh, he almost got him.
Almost got lucky
Yeah.
in second. Mary Who finishing third, close for fourth between Sabatis and Fresno Chili.
What did the 6-7 pay, Tim?
7 to 1, 1460 for 2.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Did anyone have the 6-7 up there? Let me see.
Yeah, anyone cash out on that one?
I didn't see a lot of 7 talk.
There was a little bit in there. Someone had him, I remember. 'Cause he
The
was on
three,
my
the
list.
three faded, right? 6-7. Oh no, the 3. There you go. Wait a minute. Hold on.
So if
Three's
you
off
look
the
at Dan, he had a
third.
tri-key box 3
Yeah.
with 467, so he's going to cash.
Yeah, good job, Dan.
Look at Dan.
Only winners for Dan.
Almost got lucky.
Dan did mention he was coming in the lounge to be the winner, so
He did, yeah. He's putting his stake in the turf there, yeah.
Not sure what happened to the 1. The 1 was like lost.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil was close. He had a try box for the 7, the 6, and the 2. Oh, 7 and 6, right? Just the wrong. Yeah. And Bobby had 2-6 with 3-1. Okay.
Well, right horse on top, but 2 to 5. That wasn't much a surprise to anyone. Couldn't catch the
Yeah.
underneath.
And that's one of these races too, folks. Like if you see these type of pays where like you can't go 6 all, because even if you made your money like pennies back, you know what I'm saying? You can't.
yeah.
You know,
If you're lucky.
So Yeah, exactly. We're trying to put a bet out for you guys, but sometimes a race like this can be a tough one where even like a 11-1 in the second still doesn't pay over,
Yeah.
7-1. Still great exact if you have it, but,
Let's step away for just a second here. Grab something out
no
of the
worries,
trunk.
yeah. Tim, you really like that
The
six,
car
though.
wasn't moving because he just got out.
Yeah.
That's how you know. That's how you know.
So, Tim, you definitely like that 6. So, and so did the betting public.
I think if I would have done that, I probably would have keyed off of the 1.
Yeah.
Just because of the value.
The
And I would have
the
gotten.
1 did not run at all. I'm shocked, but I didn't
Not at all.
expect the horse to win, but I sure as heck thought that horse would be in the exotics,
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. You wonder if the horse bled or something.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, because
yeah.
he never got into the race throughout the entire race. He was way behind the entire time. So just gotta wonder if something maybe would have missed there. Hope they're okay. But the 6-7, if you had it, 1460, 20-cent try, 673, 2137, not bad at all. And the 20-cent super 6735, $115.06. Not bad. But we move on to the second race. We'll give this one to the formula.
All right.
A full field of 7, I think, right? Do we have any scratches in this next race?
The 3 is out.
The 3.
The 3 is out.
Yep. 3 is
All right, let me check on that.
3 is out. Okay.
3 is out.
Yeah,
Art Nouveau is
the favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big scratch.
Yeah, it is.
So that is a game changer, as they say.
So then the new morning line favorite would be the 6, but currently the 7 opening an 8-1 is now down to 6-5. That is interesting. Let me see what my numbers say.
Yeah.
Let me strategize this. Mary who?
All right. The second race coming on. So we already have a winner in Dan H, which is great. Love to see it. Kyle Graves, try key box of 31467. Nope, swing and a miss. That's all right, Tom. Race 2. Get him right back. And the second race is allowance, purse 18,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. 3-year-olds and a big scratch of the 3. Tim, who did you like here, my friend, here in race 2?
Give me 1 second. I'm on a different screen.
Oh, no worries. Yeah.
Okay. With the scratch of the 3, I think it changes things up a little bit. So
quite a bit. So
the one thing in here when you look at this is figuring out, as I like to do, where's the pace going to come from? And a horse that I think is going to provide the pace is the 4.
Yeah.
And with that, I was looking and I was like, okay, so who's going to press the 4? All right, there's maybe a little bit of other speed in here, but I'm worried that none of these horses are really front runners the way that I've got it. And with the 3 out, I think the complexion completely changes. So
me too. Yeah.
It definitely leaves things open. Based on that last race, the 4 needs to move forward a little bit, but those numbers in that race are better than just about everybody except the 7, who's the 6-5 favorite.
Yep.
And the 4, I thought I would get a decent price on. But sitting at 3-1 right now, and with the scratch of the 3, that makes a lot of sense. But I do like
shift.
What's that?
I was just going to say the money on this one could shift. I'm leery about all that money getting dumped on the 7 early on. I did not have him that high. I guess I can see it from a speed figure perspective, but my numbers computed differently. Anyway, I'll let you finish, Tim. Sorry for bugging.
No, you're fine. I did have the 7 second, and based on the numbers, and third time here at the track since coming back to Assiniboia. So I did have the 7 second, and the 6 who makes a lot of sense. That was an okay even race coming in from Fawner last time out. So that was the first time for the horse around this track, and that was a stakes race. So now we're dropping down a little bit for the 6. So I did think that the 6 would take a little bit more money. So maybe the 6 makes more sense in here now than it did before when I was handicapping, thinking that the 6 was going to be the one taking all the money. So something definitely to look at, and just something to think about from a price perspective, Sean, or formula, since this is yours, is the 5. I think if Bound for Heaven floats up a little bit and provides some value, this is one that could be there. This is a horse who broke maiden first time out, then went straight into stakes class here at Assiniboia. Ran 2 stakes races last year. Since coming back this year, ran a really nice second first time off the shelf, and then last time, if you watch in the gate, the horse was kind of rearing up a little bit right as they were breaking and everything, stumbled at the beginning, and it was just all over. So I'm willing to throw that last race out on the 5. And I know that I don't think Todd's in here, but Uncle Sully's here. I might give Ronald Ollie a try underneath.
There you go. Wow.
Ooh. So what are your top plays here, Tim?
4-7-6-5 is how I handicapped it. How I played all of those, I'm not too sure, but 4-7-6-5.
All right. 10 minutes to post there. Spin Nation.
Yes. Okay.
Take
now,
your
this
time,
is an interesting race. It's an interesting race. So I said, where's the speed going to come from? Obviously, the 3 scratching out is a big scratch on many things, because Tim said, and you said, it totally changes the complexion of this race, right? Here's my dilemma. I like the 4 as a horse, right? You know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that, even as Frank just said, Tim, who do you think is the best maiden win angle? To me, it's the 4, right? That had a very good win first time out, and obviously a couple of the other horses. But here's my problem with the 4. 5 furlongs, he goes out by 5 and barely holds on. Then he goes to 5.5 and he stops. You know what I'm saying? So now we're bringing him out to 6. Now, one could argue that maybe in the 6, maybe he can go a little bit slower and stretch that speed out a little bit. But the question for me with the 4 is, and I had him on top, but it's kind of a question mark on top, because I said, will he carry it or is it speed? But there's no real other speed in here other than the 1. I don't think that was a state bred race, so he doesn't have the speed to really keep up with this horse. So I think the 4 could definitely be out in the lead. I'm with Tim there on the 5. The 5 is actually my second pick there. Ronald Lee, those weren't terrible races there, even though the 5th and the second, he did have a nice second. He was really fractious before the gate. The 5 is a clue to see how he's behaving tonight, but that 5 was really fractious last race. And but the race before at least came in second to Gina's Surrender, and didn't make a bid on the turn. So I thought that horse would be interesting. The 7's getting play, but again, until Paris shows us that he can win a race, you like I'm really not like, I had him 3rd exactly, but with that I'm not. And then the 4th, the 6th, I think Lisa Pruitt, Bino, again, that was a nice stakes race versus Gin Serenade, and welcome a very solid fifth there. He tired a little bit, but against much better. So I think the 6 could really be a factor here. So I was hesitantly 4. Then excuse me, I was 4, 6, 5, and 7.
Hey,
4,
and
6,
really,
5,
really
and 7.
quickly, just to answer Frank's question, he was asking me based on the fact that this is a non-winners of 2 life. I did have the 5 with the best win. So the 4 was second for me, but I did have the 5 with the best win based on the fact that he did it first time out. So he did it first time off the shelf at the same level that the 4 won, but then he went into stakes races. And like I say, he came back this year first time and had a really nice second. And you can draw a line through that last race. He was out of it at the break.
Hey, we got Barry C with us. How are you, buddy? I'm Saratoga. Hope all is well, my friend. I'm liking the one here to sit a rail trip close to pace, hoping he can squeeze by. Return from layoff, looks like a horse that made a big jump from 3-year-old season. Other older horses are suspect. Okay.
Hey, guys, you know what time it is?
It's
Riders up!
They are up and on their way out to the track here for the second race. 6 minutes to post.
Neil's got a 4-6-7 try box. Ethan, how are you, my good man? Has 7-6-2 as a long shot and 4 to the top, the super. Scott Letty, my man. Red Sox have won 6 in a row, Scott. I like the 6. And that is what people are liking.
All right, so some of my thoughts. Frank Payne, I believe, was the one that asked who had the best maiden win. I like the 6's maiden win better than the 5, to be honest. That's whose maiden win graded out best for me. In terms of who's hitting the pace, the 4 has the fewest races of this bunch. If you believe he's got, 6 races, he stole the pace once. And that was the second to last race. Art Nouveau was in there. He beat Art Nouveau actually in that race, which is something to note since Art Nouveau went into this as a 9-5 favorite. But we'll push that aside. Art Nouveau's last when he went almost gate to wire, I guess you could say. But that was one time for the 4, so I don't think the 4 is necessarily going to be your front runner here. It could be the 1. I mean, we talked about the 1 a little bit here. I think you touched on it a bit, Sean. If you look at his last 5 races, the last one and then the 4th and 5th one, he was actually a bit of a stalker, if not pace setter, in those races. So I think that horse has it in him to really push the pace. I don't think there's going to be any lone horse on this pace necessarily. I've seen it from a couple. Even the 2 was in there once, a couple races back in a maiden race. The one where he won, he was pushing the pace pretty hard there. To me, it's still wide open, but I also don't think that anyone is necessarily alone in this. Oh, God, what do I do with this? My top horse here is the 6 horse. He's currently the favorite, though, isn't he? Ah, son of a gun. I was afraid this would happen. He's at 5-2 right now. I've got him as being the best class. Jockey trainer sire combo is the best. Earnings at the distance are the best. So I really like the 6 here. I've got him as the best class win, as we talked about before. After that, we stumble down to the 5 horse, currently getting 3-1. Oh man, don't tell me this is going to be all chalk. For the surface, I got him as the best because he's only run on dirt, and the numbers I got him there are pretty darn solid. At the distance, I've got him second to the 4. Oh boy, what do we do with this, guys? And then so that's what I'm looking at right now. Even though it kind of goes against my original formula here, I do like the 1 though. And then I'm pulling in the 7 a little bit. It's so wide open depending on where I go. Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
Let me give you a little perspective since you might not be looking at everything there in the car. We're talking about chalk, but the 4, the 6, and the 7 are all 5-2. And if you're looking at the exact probables right now, 7-6 and 6-7 are paying the exact same thing, and they're paying almost 10-1.
10-1 on a 1?
10-1 on the top 2 favorites as being, the lowest exacta probable. That's the lowest 10-1. So good exacta pool.
And Dan said, Hot Rod, how are you, buddy? Race 2, exacta 4-6 with 4-5-6. This 4 may wire the field. Dan H. I see the take on the 4 and question of distance, but who can pass going 6 furlongs? 6 did it once, 2 back with blinkers on. 1-2 can be competitive distance. If I'm playing, it's probably 1-2 with 1-2-4-6. Bob Jackson's got top picks 2-5-6. Let's see. Ethan needs a 7 for a double and 6 next race for another. 3 would be hard to beat. And Hot Rod says 1 is a complete fade.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've got the 1 and the 2 basically dead last. I think the race is between 4 and 5.
The problem with the 1 is that he got speed versus a restricted race, and this is an open race, so this is a little bit. This is going to be tougher, especially from that dreaded rail position.
All right, guys. I think I got my pick. Go ahead and put it in.
All right, let's get it.
All right, so we'll do we'll do a trifecta box here for $2. And it's going to be, what is that? The cost on $2 is going to be 12 total. We've got it, right? We're good for it.
Yeah.
12 total.
That's fine.
And I'm going to box in the 4, the 5, and the 6. I'm going to try to fade the 7, who's the chalk. I feel like in this field, there's they're pretty, those 4 horses are pretty even, and I want to try to beat the chalk here. I don't think the 7 is, man, I'm going to eat my words on this because it seems like a lot of people are behind the 7 here who opened at 8-1, but I don't feel the 7 is far and away that much better. I'm trying to beat him here with the 4, 5, 6, and multiply a 50-cent trifecta times 4. We might get a good little surprise here. 4,
Yeah,
5, 6,
I agree with you about the 7. I definitely don't like the 7 on top, and it's another thing like we talked about with Paris in the last race being on the 1, and he hasn't been riding particularly well to win, but 1 out of every 3 races he's underneath in the trifecta. So excluding him from the try can be risky, but I don't disagree. I'm not saying that from your bet perspective. I like it. I like those horses. I like 4, 5, and 6. I really do. And I think the 5 right now is the value in the race at 4-1. I love the 5.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm telling you that last race, a lot of people are looking at 5th beaten by 11 and didn't go back and watch the race, because if you watch the beginning of the race, you draw a line through that. Yeah.
If this were purely based on morning line, I would have deeper consideration for the 7 for sure. Yeah. But we're looking for value here, right? We're looking.
I really like the 4 or 5 exacta as well for myself. I was looking at and it's paying almost 20-1 both ways.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we can get here.
Yeah. 2 minutes to post.
Bob Jackson, yes, we got that thing boxed up. I'm not going to do straight exacta. We all have different philosophies on it, and I totally get it, because like when we were doing stuff for Belmont, I almost went like a straight sovereignty over journalism, but I said no. I added someone in, but yeah, I know what it means. If we're going to go deep, we would end up, or if we went straight, we end up getting a better return, obviously, for what we put in.
Yeah.
But
my friend just texted me and said, "Is the horse that's accompanying the 7 the long lost cousin of Harley from Churchill?"
Love Harley.
He kind of looks like him. Watch when they show the 7, like the horse that's looks like Harley. He's a big boy.
He's a chunker.
And Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, Harley has a little brother too now at Churchill, right? There's like 2 of them now.
And Keeneland. He started out primarily at Keeneland,
or Keeneland, right? But he does have a little brother now, right? Yeah.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that I heard that there's another Harley Jr. out there, and it's
exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. Absolute legend, Harley. Definitely the most famous outrider horse in the nation.
Dan is going with the long shots here. He is playing a small
that.
trifecta, 1-2 with 1-2-4-6.
There you go.
Or
Okay.
exacta, and then the key box, the 1 with the 2, 4, 6, 7, and get the 1 and the 2 in there at those prices. You're definitely
Dan, you're going to be up to a fabulous start, my friend.
Yeah, I mean it's Assiniboia. We've seen some pretty big things this year.
Oh yeah,
we definitely have.
Yeah, and anyone says, even look at this. I mean, if you're looking at this, right? 5-2, 7-2, 7-2, 9-5. You know,
Yeah.
just from a pick 3 standpoint is value. You know.
All right, let's see what happens here. Let's get our 4, 5, 6 in any order. 7 is still the favorite. 6 odds ballooned up, which is nice to see.
Hey, Sean, can you increase the volume a little bit on the stream?
I'm trying. Let me see if I can do it.
Just do your computer volume, and it should take it up, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Got 130 in the lounge right now. Go ahead and hit that like button on YouTube, and also go ahead and retweet out our tweet. Let Assiniboia know you're watching.
That's a little louder, right?
And just waiting on the 9-5
Yep.
favorite.
That's better, right? That's better. Okay. There we go.
The field is set. They're at the post. And they're off.
Stumbled by the 6 a little bit, but he got out okay.
A little slow was Majestic Appeal.
7's going for the lead. I did not have him on the lead.
So is the 1.
Showing some brief early
The 1 looks like he's going to take it
on
right off the rail there. Oh,
inside.
nope, 7 pushing forward a little
7
harder.
is moving forward. Okay.
And the 4 is right there next
Wow.
to the 1, I believe.
No, with the
Those
5
are the
and
2 we
6 are
expected
right
to set the
behind.
pace.
And Majestic Appeal is the early
Rashad just did something really weird. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he stood up
No.
when he was in between those guys and like pulled the 4 back. So
Oh, interesting.
Here we go. Come
I
on
think,
now.
I think
guys.
they wanted to stalk. So here he comes now with the 4.
Yeah.
All right, we need
Come
all
on,
these
Slick. Yeah,
these
come
horses
on,
to pass
5.
that 7 big
Come
time.
on,
Let's go, baby.
Everyone pass the 7.
Pass that 7.
Pass
they
that
come.
7, baby.
Here they come, baby. They're right there.
Come on, guys. Pass them all. Come
Yes, get aggressive.
Here we go. Come on, you 3.
Come on, baby.
Come on, you 3.
Almost there. Get up there, 6. Get up there,
Stay up
6.
there. Stay up there, guys.
Get up there, 6.
Stay up there. Come on, 6. Oh, stay up there, 4.
Get up there, 4.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't think he held on.
I think the 7 came back. I can't believe
did
the
too.
4 didn't. Come on.
Oh.
Track is evil. How does the 7 come back on the 4?
Oh,
I don't know
God.
what Rashad was doing because his horse wanted to go and he pulled it back.
Man, that was a great play too.
All right, Hot Rod. Good job there. Glad
Good
to see
job.
you were on
Rod.
top.
Yeah, let's see.
Who won that race? Is it the 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah, 6-5.
Yeah, that was my number 1.
And my 5 was right there. That's the horse I loved.
Maybe
5,
the 7 definitely
No,
edged him
7
out.
got it.
How does the 4 not stay up with the 7? You know?
Oh my God, we were right there. We had it.
Yeah,
It was
no.
playing out just as we asked.
This kid is the absolute throwout on the top.
Whew.
Yeah, I agree, Sean.
He's a complete thrower on the top unless he shows how to.
5 bound for heaven. A photograph has been called to determine the show
Oh.
position. They went
By all
to
means.
24-1.
Oh, 6-5 right there.
5 furlongs.
Should have gone simple.
101. Time for the 6 furlongs. 1:15-1.
And what is it we always say, Sean? We're always geniuses after the fact.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Absolutely. We always are. Yep. Yep. The only replays I've lost is when my horse was disqualified twice.
Yeah, maybe we get a favorable angle on that
Yeah.
4. Favorable angle.
Curling Hall of Fame and Museum race. That's number 6. Casually classy.
Yeah, that was a good pay in exacta. The
Yeah.
exacta
You got
all
that
paid
right.
well in that field because the money was spread.
of the mare in
Did you hit that, Tim? Because you were talking about doing a exacta similar to our trifecta, right?
No, unfortunately, because I did bet it exactly how I said, but I boxed the 4 and the 5, and then I had 4-5 with 4-5 with 6-7 for the try. So
Yeah.
I'll take a dead heat.
but here's the thing. Here is the one thing that that I thought, kind of played out. I thought the race was 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 1, 2. Really, I didn't like either one of them.
No, yeah. Especially when you're going up against the when you're in a restricted race, and then you're going against open. That's just so tough.
Neil, I just wanted to talk about this really quickly because normally I would look at the times and be like, how did that 7 not stay up because it was slow? But I will tell you, I think the track's been playing a whole lot slower this year.
6, 5, 7, 4.
I think like week in and week out, these are the kinds of numbers and fractions that we're seeing. And it's like when they're going 23, they're smoking. And it just seems like the track has played a whole lot slower this year.
Yeah. Well, excellent handicap.
Yeah.
Just missed,
Yeah, it was close.
Guys, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Ron the man. Dead heat. We can hope for that, I suppose. But I don't think we're getting it though.
No.
We'll take it.
Exactly.
I don't think so though.
Man.
All right, they got numbers out there, I think.
Yeah, and clearly they're trying to teach this 4 how to rate.
Yeah, something happened there.
It's official. Ugh.
It's official.
Race 2 is official.
Very handicapped.
Race 2 is official.
The CTHS sophomore.
Yeah.
Because you were trying to beat the 7, you know what I'm saying? And
I was.
Again, and then anybody who had the 7 on top did not win, $1 exacta, 6.5, 22.55. The 20-cent trifecta, 657, $8.86. 20-cent super, 6574, $14.16, and the $1 daily double, 66, $5.75.
Turning your programs to race number 6, number 4, Whitney's Wish. Make the jockey.
Yeah, Ron, we were hoping for a dead heat, but clearly the 7.
Clearly,
yeah.
Number 7.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Hot Rod says race 3 to 6 is no lock. Okay.
With that carryover, just over $150,000.
Wow, $150,000 carryover.
Ooh,
nice.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, no, I didn't know why he was trying to rate the 4 either. There,
Yeah. Definitely some question.
It definitely took some starch out of him for sure.
Yeah, in a race where we were talking about there being no dominant speed at all.
Yeah.
And it's not a long race.
No,
it definitely seems worth it if your horse has been showing that they were capable of it before to just unleash them and let them go. And at least hang on for a piece. The only thing I could think of is just thinking about like the longevity of the horse, or thinking about a horse that rates is going to win more often than one that tries to go gate to wire.
Yeah.
So if you can get them to do it properly and you can train them to do it, you're probably going to have more sustained winning, more sustained success, even if this is not the race where they're going to do it. That's the only thing I can think of, but it just sucks for this race because I wanted to win. So
yeah, right. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that trifecta on 20 cents paid about $9. So if we talk about it in 50 cents, it's going to pay 13 plus 9. So it's going to pay upwards of 20. If we would have hit it, it would have paid. I'm not going to think about it now. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Turn the page.
Yeah. Hot Rod says, when's the first Derby trial race? That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it means the Assiniboia Derby. I
Oh, okay,
that,
okay.
yeah. we're a little off from that. Exactly.
You never know, man. You never
Yeah,
know.
right. Exactly. But look at Neil. That's interesting. Neil, he trained a 2-year-old back in 1979, and she won 6 furlongs at the time. Yeah, Camp Firm was close to that. There you go. Wow. Let's see here. The Canadian Derby trial. Okay, yeah. The other big Derby at Woodbine is in 2 months from yesterday. The King's Plate.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So
very nice.
There
Very
we
nice.
go. But we turn the page here. We turn the page. Third race, 5.5 furlongs allowance. Purse 18,000 for breds, for the Manitoba breds, 3-year-olds. A field of, I think, do we have any scratches in here?
Look at
Oh,
that.
good question.
How did they say that the 7 won that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Whoa. We got screwed, guys. We got screwed. We had that. If they zoom in on the nose hairs on that 4, I guarantee we won.
He had longer nose hairs.
Yeah, Frank brings up an interesting point. The 6 is a Nonios, who actually won out first time. That's almost unheard of for Nonios horses. All right. So formula, who did you like here in race number 3?
In race number 3. Well, this is very curious. Let me take a look here. Do we have any scratches in this race? 6 horses. I don't think there's a scratch, but
No.
Yeah. Okay. Someone called out the 6 earlier, and I am going to lead towards the 6, even though he's super duper chalky here. Well, no, he was chalky earlier. He opened his chalk, but now he's actually north of what he opened at. I think he's going to be the pace setter, and at 5.5 furlongs, you get a pace setter. He's got the best jockey trainer sire combo, in my opinion. He's gone gate to wire twice in 6 races. In those 6 races, 4 times he's at least hit the board. Speed figures, they match up for about as good as anyone in this race. He just checks a whole bunch of boxes here. Last workout was really strong. This horse just wants to run, and at a short distance, I think that's perfectly fine. So just let him run. Next up, I got the 4, who's currently chalking out at 2-1. Looks like the 6 and the 4 are chalkzilla together right now. You could probably guess why. I've got him as second to the 6 in pretty much every category that I just talked through. The next horse I'm going to give you is going to be, I'll give you the 1 next. I'm going in a weird order here because the 3 looks really good, but he's only won 1 race, and that's suspicious to me. Sorry, he's had 1 race. He broke his maiden. And sometimes when horses, graduate, especially after just 1 race, I get a little leery of them. They look a little too good. And then they run with some of the big boys, and all of a sudden you see that they've still got something to learn. So that's why I'm holding off on my excitement on the 3, and I'm bouncing over to the 1, who gives you a little bit more of a price here. I'm not ecstatic about the 1. In 5 races, though, he has hit the board 4 times, which is something to say. For the most part, he likes to sit just off the pace. So pace-wise, especially at 5.5 furlongs, I think you're in a good situation there. So, yeah, if I'm going to give them to you in order, it's not sexy, but it's 6, 4, 1, and then 3.
Yep. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, sir. Tim, who did you like, my friend?
Well, I like the horse that formula doesn't like. That's
the horse
3.
I'm leery about. Yeah, the horse I'm leery about.
And here's the thing. I'm against the 6 a little bit in this spot. The 6 looks really good on paper, but I will tell you what, you go back and watch that last race, the 6 had no excuse in that race. no excuse. And I just don't know why the 6 didn't win that race. Yes, I like the jockey change to Whitehall in here, but look, if this horse is going to be the favorite, then I don't like the horse that much, and I'm going to go ahead and play against. And here's the thing about the 3. When I watched that race back today, that horse won for fun and won at 5 furlongs. Now we're going 5.5. And won by 3.5 furlongs, by 3.5 lengths in that race, not 3.5 furlongs. That would be impressive. But won by 3.5 lengths in that race, and really won easily. And look, yes, it was the first time off the shelf. I think the horse moves forward off of that. And if the horse moves forward off of what was already the last race best speed figure, which is an angle that I always like and talk about, then I think this horse wins for fun. And at 5-2 with the 6 being 2-1, I like that. I was hoping for a better price, but the 6 and the 4 and the 6, put them how you want underneath. I'm okay with that. The 1 also has the potential to get in the money here. So I mean. For my personal bet, I'm probably going to key the 3 on top in a trifecta over 1, 4, 6.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you in terms of like the speed.
It was restricted, but if you're going off speed figures, remember speed figures is what supposedly it supposedly compensates for that and puts everybody on a level playing field so you can make those comparisons. So yes, I agree that it was a little bit of a restricted race. So yeah, it's a big step up. I get it's a big step up, but if she even runs that race, I think she beats this field.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Hot Rod said I can't separate the 1, 4, and 6 here in race 3. I'll be doing exacta. A box 1, 4, 6 and a trifecta 1, 4, 6, 1, 4, 6, 1, 2, 4, 6 in the same super. Bobby D's got 3, 6 with the 4, 2. Malathus says everyone except 4 and 6 ran the state restricted last time, didn't they? Hot Rod says the 3 won't hit the board. Tom Halleck is sitting out until the 6th. Dan H says, why is Badri not riding for Nult here? I noticed that too, Dan. Very excellent point there. It's a 3-horse race. The 1, 4, 6 will get it done. Nult and Badri fired 35%. Frank said, I think track favored closers on June 2nd. And he'll be shocked with 3 wins. And Neil is 15, okay. And Bob Jackson says, big price on the 1 here. Dan says, Dalrymple isn't getting mounts this meet. Look at that last race. Brown going with Voodoo. Ali isn't even right in that race. Weird jockey selections thing. Interesting. Okay. So, okay.
I thought I saw his name somewhere, but yeah, he's not getting as many mounts for sure. He's on the 2 right now. That's where I saw him.
Yes.
So this is interesting here for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with what you said, Tim. For me, I think part of it is just playing into the fact that coming off of a maiden and graduating up, and maybe you see it less here because it's Assiniboia and it's not Keeneland, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the 3 is still the best. And in terms of what you say with speed figures, I think ideally they try to level the playing field. I don't know if that always works because we've seen some goofy speed figures. Like I think the speed figures in the Belmont Stakes were not as telling of exactly what Sovereignty was able to pull off, but
yeah. But here's the one thing that I like about Assiniboia. I am not always on speed figures because speed figures are always trying to level the playing field when you're looking at different tracks and distances. Yeah. But what's unique about Assiniboia is the speed figure is for everybody at Assiniboia. And that's the case most of the time. So most of the time it's pretty comparable. It's a good gauge at this track.
All right.
Now here's my
full circuit.
It's not flawless by any means. Nothing is.
No. Yeah. I try to make that point on Twitter as much as possible because I've seen
Yeah.
people say, but the speed figure, but the speed.
No.
Well, hold on a second. Let's not put everything on speed figures. I try to
No.
make them as much as I can too, and that's how I know there's inherent flaws, there's risk, there's residuals you can't account for because you don't understand all the factors, and it's difficult to quantify them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ron the man likes the 4 here. Now that's an interesting angle here on the 4. This is actually an interesting race.
Yeah. And you know, I don't want to even make the comparison of whether or not some of the ones were in restricted races or not, because this is a friggin' restricted race and those horses came back to a restricted race. So yeah, you can make the case for, but they were open, but why are they back here?
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. Yeah. So this is an interesting thing. And Gatekeeper's got Super 3-6 with 1-3-6 with 1-3-6 with 5. Good luck, Gate. Neil's got a 3-6-4 try box.
And you know, another thing that I love about Assiniboia is that this race, you can make a case for most of these, and the odds kind of reflect that right now. So that's why I like playing this track. Yeah.
Here's my question about the 6, and this is where I'm kind of coming from. Is this horse last year first? It broke its maiden first, second to Mr. Splash in the 40K race, fifth, but it was a 50,000 against GM Foxy. Then it holds on at a mile, right? And looks very good. Now he comes back, right? He comes in second and forced to pace outside the turn. But then the 5.5 furlong just had absolutely no excuse at all. You know what I'm saying? So, like, is he going the wrong way? Or is he, and notice he had a workout May 4th, May 2nd, and hasn't had any workout since, but June 2nd is not that long ago, but still hasn't had a workout either. So, and he gets Whitehall, which is great, but I'm saying, is this horse going the right direction or the wrong direction? And that's where I'm kind of. And the interesting thing about the 4 is that the 4, Zach, you know what? Is it 4-1? Okay. So you know what I'm going to do? All right. There we go.
Check the probables.
Yeah, I'm going to check the
0
probables.
minutes. We're headed to the gate.
Yeah. Okay.
So
hit the button. I'm ready. Do a $2 try key. And I am going to do 3 over the 3 over the 1 4-6.
all right.
I just love the fact that 3, the 4's last race that he went up to 20-1, and he put Jay Worrell on the thing, clearly shows that Carl had no intention of winning that race whatsoever. Now all of a sudden he's getting money, So I think that's an interesting move in itself. But I'm with Tim. I watched that last race. He broke way out and still killed the field. I just think this horse is a runner. What do you think?
So you got the 3 has to win, and then 1, 4, 6 beneath. Yeah. This is not a try key box. This is a try key. So the 3 is on top. Let's go. Let's do it.
Over 165 people. Thank you to everybody joining us tonight. Look at that pick 5, 187 and growing.
I'm still pissed about the last race, guys.
I know.
Me too. It's just
That
like,
four.
come
four's
on,
right
it was
there.
right there. And
My
gosh.
and they got us in the photo, and it's just like, come on, we're splitting hairs here.
Our
The photo
three is
made it
on.
worse.
I know.
It
I'm
made
gonna take this off 1 second. Yeah, but no, I agree with the, with the,
Yeah.
and he was right there too. That's the worst part about it,
It looked like he had
and
it.
they're all passing them all at unison. I'm like, oh, this is great, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
what?
it's coming together.
And then all of a
It's
sudden,
happening.
no.
Ethan, the answer is never. When will we see a horse make the Kentucky Derby from Assiniboia? Never. The answer is never.
That will not happen. Yeah,
I love Assiniboia, but the answer is never.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, just even like if there was a horse capable of it starting in Assiniboia, first they would have to get recognized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the timelines just don't even match up. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would have to ship elsewhere after Assiniboia, which you don't really see that often with Assiniboia horses.
I mean, you always have those cases like where Seattle Salute came from Yakima Downs. You know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah.
but I mean, at the same time, this is also a bull ring, and you're not going to start like a horse you think has a chance, on this type of track. Mountaineer, probably not either. Ethan.
Hey, quick comment for Hot Rod. He's talking about the 3 and being look. I get it under normal conditions going against winners for the first time, but when you say winners, be careful. 2 of these horses are maidens. A couple of them only have 1 win, and only the 6 has 2 wins. So it's not like this is this horse jumped out of this into one of the Kentucky Derby prep races.
Yeah.
It's not like that kind of maiden win to where you go from maidens to stakes races on the graded stakes level.
That's true. That's true.
It's a step up. I get it. But look, if the 4 and the 6 coming back to this for the win, if that was a given, then so would every class drop be. And it's not a given. There's no givens in the game. And obviously that's why we run the races. And it's just, look, it's a hunch. I get it's a hunch, but isn't that part of what we do here? I watched that race and I'm like, you know what? This horse is winning for fun and not even trying. And if you look at the time of that race compared to the times of what the 4 and the 6 have run, competitive. Yeah.
We can all debate it now, but we're all going to know in about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So
Could the exact here be 4-6? Absolutely. 100%.
Now just waiting on the slight favorite at 9-5. Better luck next time. All set, they're at the post. And they're off. Breaking a little slow was Nickety Split. Better luck next time was away quickly to try and get the lead, but matched on the inside by He Knows We Know and Prince of the Prairie. Better luck next time, sitting 3 wide, settled right behind.
3's in a great spot.
He is. This is the way he ran this last race too.
Yeah, he looks very comfortable.
Like a Rich will be the early trailer. 24-3, a very slow opening quarter. And
come on, Rashad.
Next time with a short lead by a half a length.
Come on, Rashad.
Pick him 4-1 on the 3.
Come on, Rashad.
Come on, pick him up and lay him down.
Did not expect that.
Come on, pick him up and lay him down, kiddo.
Come on, Rashad.
And it's better luck next time with the lead.
Come on, Rashad.
48-4 on the outside. Nickety Split is gonna try and run him down.
Stretching it.
But she's running out of ground with the 16th of a mile to go. Better luck next time.
Whoa.
TPHS sophomore special.
The horse had something left, just didn't kick in till late.
6. We have been so close, and it's the wrong.
Yeah.
That's not gonna pay much on that side.
No. You'd have to do.
No. We're trying to get value here. Anyone can give a $5 trifecta, but you know what I'm saying? Like, here,
Yeah, 5 horses I really like in this race.
That 3 ran a big race there, considering he missed the gate.
Yeah,
exactly.
Is that 6-3-1? Is that what it?
Yeah, 6-3-1.
2.
4 is not even to be seen.
Stewart's
No.
opposed to number 6.
Yeah, what happened to that 4?
Faded badly.
Faded,
Totally.
yeah,
Goes
no.
to number 3, Nickety Split.
Totally.
Third to number 1, He Knows We Know, and fourth to number 2,
Yeah,
Spike
4 came in
Red.
5th. Yeah,
They
nowhere to
went the
be
opening
seen.
quarter 24-3, the 48-4, 5 furlongs, 101-2. Time for the 5.
Man, how close have we been without, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like everything we're doing is,
I'm
you
dying.
know, oh, it's amazing. They just, and the 3 doesn't miss that gate. He's right there at the end, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Yeah, the 4 did get hit, I think, by the 5, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, did he? A little bit of
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I agree. The 5 came in right on the 4, so I think that was a little bit of a. He kind of knocked the 4 right out of the race.
Got it.
You might want to give the
Right.
4 another try next time. You know what I'm saying? Because
But
he really.
I would also say watch that 3 when the 3 comes back as well.
Oh my God! Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If
That
she
3's impressive.
gets out of the gate a little better and sits behind those and doesn't have to use so much early, I think she runs that horse down.
Yeah.
Guys, not to brag or anything, especially since it's not like we're hitting huge numbers here, but my tip sheet does have 3 winners in a row.
There you go. Nice.
The official winner.
Not super impressive considering all the chalk, but still.
That's number 6. Better luck next time.
Better luck next time.
Is a dark bear brown gelding, 3 years old, by Nonios.
That's what they're saying to us. Better luck next time.
I was about to say, even Kurt's messing with us. Better luck next time.
He said it so
Once
many times, I
again.
did feel like it was for me. Yeah.
Right, I'm just waiting for him to say, right church, wrong pew.
108-2. Number 6, Better Luck Next Time, was proudly bred
Right playground,
here
wrong
in
swing set.
Larry Fluke.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
Dennis Huberto.
Too funny.
And I even like that
Race
one
three
at
is
the
official
bottom,
in the
you know?
upcoming 4th race. Kicking off
$5.86.
$50,000 guaranteed
No,
pick 4
no.
wagering. The Surprise West. West is
All right.
60 race. Number 5, better make that 2. The owner should read Larry Sizek.
We have been so close.
We've been
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Been
Days
getting
is a
closer.
doozy. Exactly. And Anna Kazana are the
Yes.
2 best names up here by bar none. Exactly. The double wool pays will be a joke. The 7. Hey, Groundhog. How are you? All right. We're going to turn the page here, Timmy, and you're going to bring us back in the right here.
We're going to give it a shot.
Okay. 6 furlongs, allowance, purse 18,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. And congratulations to Clark Saunders, the VIP fan of the night. Yet again, we have been
Not me again.
snubbed. Exactly. But once again, we cannot report to guest
One day.
services, and that is a problem.
That's holding us back for
That
sure.
is greatly holding us back.
Yeah.
Now, if we ever go up there, right, and we do a show and we're not the VIP fan because we can get to the guest services, then we got problems. Exactly.
Hell will be risen. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. For all the conspiracy theorists in this next race, there's a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, is there?
No, that's the 2 conspiracy theorists.
Oh, I see that now.
Exactly. There you go. All right. So here we go. Okay. All right. Now here we. You want me to go first, there, Tim? I'll go first here. I'm gonna try to start. Okay. In this race, this is wild to me because my boy Ethan West trained the 7 Be La Soul for Aronson Farms. This horse came in 5th at Colonial on the turf to El Tamarin. Came in 2nd to Turf Cat. It was a really good polytrack horse at Presque Isle. And now he ended up at at Assiniboia Downs for Kepler. And look at Kepler. 30 starts, 11 wins, 9 seconds, and 6/3. Is he killing this place or what?
Yeah. 26 out of 30 in the money.
Yeah, exactly. He wins his maiden race going away by 5 cents to the dollar, but then tries winners, which is always the toughest, as Formula said earlier. That's always the toughest move, going from maiden to your winners of one, and ran a second by 9 lengths to Medicine Dog. One of the greatest angles that a great handicapper taught me, right, is when a horse loses in second by like 9 lengths, loses to a runaway runner, bet him the next time out. You know what I'm saying? Like the second horse out. You know what I'm saying? Because he was, if he's better than the rest of the field, he's going to win. You know, they just lost to just a runaway runner, and that was definitely the case here with Medicine Dog, who will probably be a stakes horse big time in this track. So Vila Sol is definitely, to me, the horse to beat here with Badri and Kepler. The second horse I have is the one Bottle Caps, Dewey Williams and Antonio Whitehall. Dewey Williams only 60% for the meet so far, struggling mightily. Again, here we have another maiden special weight guy coming up. But I love the horses he was facing at Turf Paradise. He was facing a lot of those horses he was facing were Justin Evans horses, and those are like the best at Turf Paradise. So clearly this horse has really learned to run. He gets Whitehall back. These guys are 4 starts, 3 wins together. This horse is going to be very tough here in this field. And the third horse I have is the 5 Better Make That 2. Off the,
Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. This horse is interesting in the fact that it hasn't run. Oh no, it shows about the rest of the field I wasn't crazy about. This horse hasn't run since 2023. But Larry Sizik brings this horse back. The interesting thing I find about this horse, he had a bullet, right? 48, 1 in the 15, and then another solid 101 and 3. So this horse is running some good workouts for a horse who hasn't run since 2023. So I gave him a chance. He's 5 for 9, first or second in this thing. So I thought he could be a chance at third. But my picks are 7, 1, and 5.
Yeah. That 5, if you take away the fact that he hasn't run in about 2 years, he looks like the best horse in this race.
Yes.
Right? 9 races, 3 wins, 5 times in the money, 1 time going gate to wire. The speed figures are there for him. The money is there for him in terms of the money that he's won, right? Per race. And then he sits right off the pace too, which is ideal. If it wasn't for that 2 years, I would say he's the best horse in this race. And at that, he might still be the best horse in this race, right? He might be the winner. He might just be, like you said, the last couple workouts, they look fantastic. He ran a 5 furlong, 61-second workout. Not too shabby, especially coming off of such a layoff.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. All right, so I will cook this down for you here. 7 yes, 1 yes. I agree with you on those two. I think the order could slightly be flip-flopped on those. I think it's so close though. Razor's edge close. I've got the one running a little bit closer to the pace, which is usually a good indicator. Last race I have him as being a little bit better. I like his race times better. 6 times in the money out of 10. That's pretty solid. And last time he was the pace setter, which is something that I often look for. But there's some intangibles with that 7 that I really like too. The money that horse is making at the distance and just per race in general in 4 races are tops of the group. He pushes the pace. Like to see that. They both have very good trainers here for the park. The top 3 trainers in this race. I got on the 1, the 7, and the 8 as well, which I think is also an interesting play with a bit of value, although that value is coming down. Where do I go next? That is the question. I really want to go with the 5. I think I will go to the 5. He's fetching what, 6-1 right now. I think he's at the point. If he were 3-1, I would say maybe not as much value, but you're looking at a horse that you've seen what he's been able to do, and he's the best rested of the bunch. So let me give you that horse next. And I will go to, I kind of like the 8. I got the 4 next in my numbers, but I'm going to jump over to the 8 because one of my formulas likes him on top. And I usually try to key into some of those, especially when you get this deep into it. He's only run 2 races. He's gone gate to wire once. He wants to be the pace setter. He's shown that he's faded, but at the same time, he's also run 2 races. A lot of times I do like to look at those horses that have only run just a couple races, but they're like on the pace, like they're ready to pop. They just need the conditioning to set in, then all of a sudden they're there. But yeah, maiden special, he won that first one, then he went into allowance races and faded a bit in that one. I think as a 4th horse here, especially drawing in currently 6-1, he's fallen. I think he's given some pretty good value, not nearly the 30-1 that he opened at. So if I'm going to go in order, I'll go 1, 7, 5, 8. And I hope that 4 doesn't come back to bite me because I do have him rated a little bit higher. I'm just jumping around here.
Okay.
That could bite me.
And,
that could bite me.
And let me see here. So let me see here. All right. Hey, Paul Nolan's in the house. How are you, my man? Great to see you. Joseph Myers says you all should do a live show from up there. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Let's see. Groundhog, not a fan of this track. Neil, the redhead, 716 try box. Good luck. Barry C., who I got to meet in Saratoga, is a fabulous handicapper, by the way. Singling the 7 here. 7 with 125 with 125. Look at Kurt and Stretch all over the board in these races. 147, 1347, 1347. All over the board.
By the way, guys, if I don't make it to race 5, because it's going to be pretty close to picking up my daughter time here, the long shot that I like on top, my number 1 horse is the 3 horse Otter Pop.
Otter Pop.
25-1. 25-1 is the morning line on Otter Pop.
Carmen Colonel Mustard is the trainer. Yeah. Yeah. Three seconds out of 6 starts, and for the trainer, and 3 out of 6 on the track. So exactly. Yeah.
People do weird stuff in this parking lot, I tell you.
No mention of the 8. He's a wild card. Yeah, Mal thought he did mention the 8.
I did mention the 8. That was my my fourth horse there. Yeah, I went 1, 7, 5, 8.
Yeah. Vince Watson's got cross on the 3. Good luck, Vince. That would be Air Force Reserve. Ooh, big price at 25-1. Now it's down to 7-1. Thinking that this will be the race for Paris to come through.
C'est la vie.
Scott, gosh, I wish this one wasn't in the 1 hole. Yeah, I hear you. But 6 furlongs is not as bad as the 5.5.
Why is that?
Because you have a little more distance to the turn, so it's not as bad where you can get out more. A little more distance.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
for the 1 hole. Yeah.
Yeah, the 5 and the 5.5 is depth around the 5 furlongs and 5, but
Oh. This is
And
the stuff I always
update,
miss.
and an update in the second period, Florida / Brad Marchand Maniacs 2 and Edmonton 0 in the.
Interesting. So Florida could wrap it up tonight.
They could.
Brad Marchand could get
the MVP.
oh, what is the name of the trophy?
Conn Smythe Trophy.
Conn Smythe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 37 years old. Formula's outsider was the 8 ball.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, Paul, I went 1, 7, 5, 8 in that order. That is the order the horses I picked for this race. And we're still waiting on Tim's picks for this race. Is that correct?
Yeah,
We are.
Bob Jackson.
I am very curious to hear.
Are 2, 5, and 7.
A lot of people like the 2 here.
James White's got exacta and trifecta box 2, 5, 7, 8.
A lot of people on the 2.
Yeah, Paul, the OKC in Florida could be champs by Friday. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially with Halliburton having a MRI on his hamstring.
He says if he can walk, he'll go.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Sean, did I just chat a racial slur on my identity?
What?
Huh?
What?
What? Please elaborate on that one.
Yeah, I did not catch that at all. I'm usually pretty attuned to that. Okay, Tim, what you got?
Right,
We're getting close.
So look, here's the thing. I think this is a 2-horse race when you're looking at it. I do have it 7-1. The 1 scares me a little bit as to whether or not the 1 moves forward off of that last race, first time against winners here. So I did have 7-1, but I'm afraid it might go the other way. But that being said, I do have my pick. All right. So I'm not afraid to take a little bit of our money. So I'm going to do that just because we're going to win. So it doesn't matter. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a 1-7 with 1-7 with 2, 3, 4, 5.
Love it.
That's simple.
That's simple.
All right.
We got Jenny Mack in the house. Hi, Jenny. Got,
what's the total
box
cost on that?
That's 16.
The winning place on the 4 and the 8. Good luck, Jenny. Welcome aboard, my friend.
That still leaves us $50. We're only halfway through the bankroll.
Yeah. JD Betts, how are you, my friend?
We're 4 races in, only 3 to go, and we've only used half, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, plus, it's going to win.
Yeah.
732 exact the box. Good luck.
What's up, Jenny?
No worries, Neil.
Jenny Mack from the block.
Don't worry, I would not insult you, Neil. You're one of our best. That's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure Sean has ever insulted anyone in his life.
Yeah, that would not be
that's
my.
For sure.
Sean is the nicest guy I know.
Absolutely.
And that's not an insult. That totally is a compliment.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 minutes to post. Get your wagers in now. Don't be shut out. Let me see. I'm just going to see if I can get the volume a little bit louder for you.
No problem.
Yeah.
And Sean's definitely nicer than I am. So
just ask me.
Anyone who watches our channel.
Tim and I are both nice people, and neither one of us can even compete at Sean's level in terms of being nice.
Oh, we're just not on that level.
We're just not on that level.
No.
Like there's the minor league, and then there's the majors, and Sean's in the majors.
That's it.
Tim and I were bouncing around between double and triple A, I think.
Exactly.
You're getting a call up soon, though. Exactly.
Oh, I wish. If it is, it'll be my last call up. It'll be like Bull Durham when Kevin Costner's looking for that last call up.
Yeah.
The last cup of tea. And then from here on out, I'm pure asshole.
Oh no, Neil. No, it's worth asking, bud. Worth asking. No, not at all, my friend.
No,
Yep.
you're good.
No offense taken whatsoever, Neil. No need to apologize. Not at all.
All winners in the lounge, baby.
Yep. Don't worry about that at all, my man. All love. All right, so we'll get this back on here. With 0 minutes to go, let's hope this volume is a little bit louder for him so we can hear him. There's a picture. Now we're back.
You know, looking at the exactas right now, 7-1 is paying 6.5 to 1, 13 for 2. So not horrible. We get this trifecta home with one of the bigger underneath prices. We'll be in business.
Oh yeah, yeah, we'll be right. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I just thought that 5 was really interesting here, and I didn't talk about it a lot, but
yeah,
off since September of 23, Larry Sizik owns and trains. The last time he raced a horse was this horse in September of 23.
Until the horse in the last race. Yeah.
So he has not trained a horse since this one almost 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That name sounds so familiar. I feel like when I was handicapping this, I'm like, do I know a Larry Sizik? You know? Oh, I know a Paul Sizik. That's who I know.
And formula's right. I mean, this horse started out maiden special weight, wins first time out, goes to allowance class, wins next time out, then goes into a stakes race here for 6 furlongs and wins that race. So won the first 3 races.
Yeah. It's an impressive horse.
9 in the exacta, but definitely been off for a little bit. The pick 4 pool, best wager in track anywhere.
Yep. 50 grand.
I didn't think to get my pick 4 ticket out there to everybody.
Bob Jackson. Anybody betting the Royal Ascot this year? I love watching the races, but you know.
Yeah. We're up to 191, by the way. Go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and retweet it out. Let people know you're watching. Let Assiniboia. It always helps when Assiniboia sees stuff like people retweeting our stuff on Twitter or saying, hey, check out this great feed. All that stuff helps us get the next deal with them to do this again. So
absolutely.
So thank you everyone for jumping in on this. We always like seeing people load up the cocktail lounge when this happens.
Yeah.
And cocktail lounge this week. Looks like we're going to Churchill Downs.
Churchill Downs, yep. Tim will not be with us, but I will be in the cockpit.
Be in the seat.
Captain of the ship.
I should be there for the first half, and then I'll probably hand it over to you. Excellent. Maybe we can get El Hombre to jump in again, or one of the other guys. One of the other guys, I mean Colin, I guess. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they can pull in. I know Hombre is deep in doing dad taxi stuff for his performing children.
Gotcha. Okay.
You wouldn't know it by looking at him, but yeah, his daughters are pretty talented musicians. So.
All right, we're getting to the gate here. Yeah, James McDonald. Yeah, and of course, you ready for this? Aidan O'Brien today won his 91st race at Ascot. He's 9 away from 100 wins at Royal Ascot. That's incredible.
All right, guys. Good luck the rest of the way out. I got to drive here. So let's
right.
get the rest of it. And remember, race 5, the 3, Otter Pop. And good luck, everyone else.
See you, buddy. Fields of Gold, by the way, was amazing today. And our friend Carl Spackler did very well without his Lasix today. Was right there until the very end.
Yeah, I meant to watch that race and didn't get to.
He was right there in the lead until the end, but remember he couldn't run with his Lasix. I think that hurt him in the last lane. Oh. The always dangerous Aiden O'Brien, Ryan Moore combination.
61,000 in the pick 4 pool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Air Force Reserve will be the first one into the starting gate, loaded with
great job, Paul.
Paris, who wants Air Force Reserve is in.
Anybody you like a lot tomorrow, Paul? Let us know. Any horses you're kind of got your eye on there for Ascot?
Bottle Caps now steps up and in. Conspiracy Theorist will be next. Attaboy Cookie,
Yeah,
ready
the Dolphin had a tough day today. Very tough day. He may bounce back tomorrow.
Better make that 2 steps up. And in.
Here we go.
Moonman Rules will be the next one. Just 2 left to load.
Joseph, he actually does sound just like that.
Yeah, he does.
Even when he's talking, that actually is his real voice.
And now just waiting on Northern Echo to the outside.
I met him at Woodbine. That is his real voice. Wow.
The field is set. They're at the post.
We're in. 6 once out.
Yeah.
And they're off.
Oh. 5 came in on the
5
4.
came into the 4 pretty good.
Yeah.
Knocked the 4 all the way back.
Northern Echo to the outside. Length and a half back on the inside. That's going to be Bottle Caps in between the horses. Better make that 2. Air Force Reserve settle back in 5th. Then it's going to be Conspiracy Theorist, Moonman Rules, and Attaboy Cookie in the normal spot. The trailer about 10 off of it. The opening quarter.
Look at that 5 right there at 15 to 1.
Yep.
Bila Soul and Northern Echo. These 2 look at each other in the eye. Better make that 2, making a 3 wide bid. Bottle Caps.
Get that 1 going. Come on, Whitehall.
The one sitting pretty if we can get the 7.
Whitehall cut the corner.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on, 1. Come on, 1. Come on, 1. Come on, 1. Come on, 1.
They're coming up with a 16th of a mile to go. It's Bila Soul. Bottle Caps relentless on the inside. Bila Soul.
There we go. Cash, cash, cash.
Nice job. You got the try.
Go to Air Force Reserve and fourth to better make.
Wish that one had held on, but that's okay. You got the try.
Absolutely.
That was amazing. That was a nice run by that 7. Yeah, the one. Thank you, Neil. Thanks, Dan. 7 was real gritty there. Yeah, that's an Ethan West former horse too. That's I thought the 1 was going to run right by him, and the 7 said, "Nope, I'm not done."
Yeah, especially when Antonio cut the corner, I thought he had it.
Yeah, me too.
The Stewart's supposed to number 7, Bila Soul, as your race winner. Second,
thank you, Bob.
Number 1, Bottle Caps. Third to number 3, Air Force Reserve, and fourth.
Yeah, no, that was a real nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was all 7-1 and 1-7. So
yeah, me too. Yeah, especially when the 7 when the 7 kind of went out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I thought the 1 would come right up but he did. But the 7, Yeah,
it was definitely chalky. I mean, that's what we knew. The 7 and the 1 were the 2 best, but rather than play them in an exacta, we just thought we'd make sure we get the horse underneath for a little bit more money than the exacta was going to pay in that case.
And now that we're at 6 furlongs, we've left the 5.5, that stuff. Antonio's saying, "I'm back."
Yeah, John, your picture is frozen. You're just kind of sitting there with your arms crossed.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, there you go.
It's a good look for you. He's going to jump out and jump back in. But yeah, Malathot, I'm with you. I've got the pick 4 going with I was singled to the 7 as well. So I'm glad the 7 came back. I did think the 7 was much the best there, and it looked like 7-1, but I backed it up in that try just to be sure, because you never know at this track, and it was close. We almost needed it, but it is official. We'll take a look and see what our $2 payout is.
The official winner of the Surprise West's 60 race. That's number 7, Bila Soul. Bila Soul is a chestnut gelding, 3 years old, by B Jersey. Under the mare, Soul of Comet by Perfect Soul. Owned by Arneson Farms, trained by Steve Kepling Jr., and ridden to victory by Praven Badri. Time for the 6 furlongs, 1:15 and 1. Congratulations goes out to jockey Praven Badri, who scores the double.
All right, Dan, I'll show you what I played. I played this 7 with.
Race 4 is official in the upcoming 5th race. Our VIP Fan of the Night race, scratch number 2, Happy Hour. Rolling doubles and late pick 3. Here in race number 5, they'll go to post in 15 minutes.
There you go, Dan. I just posted that. I played 7 with 569 with 247 with 510. It was only an $18 pick 4 for $1. So,
well, get ready for a wild night of body slams and guitar jams at Rockin' and Wrestling. That's this Friday, June the 20th. Here
not sure what's happening with Sean there. So
PM. With
there
live
we go.
Music and hard-hitting wrestling. All ages are welcome. There is VIP seating available. A beer gardens that will be open. Don't miss the action. Ticket information is all.
Yeah, Joe, it was at $28.50 for $2. So.
Now, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just be the statue. I'm going to be weekend at Bernie's right now until I figure this out.
But
at least you can hear me. I'll be live via satellite.
But the funny thing is, Sean, down below, in StreamYard, I can see you sitting with your arms crossed. But on the screen, you're completely dark. You're completely black.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, weird. I know. I don't know why that is, but
admission is absolutely free for everyone. But please take note. There will be a
Hopefully it'll
$10 parking
unfreeze.
charge
But
after 8 p.m.
next leg is the one I'm worried
Saturday
about,
with
Malafat says.
thrilling races and a dazzling show in the sky.
All right, Sean. So I did update the bankroll. So we're currently sitting at 78.50 after that win. Not where we want to be, not the payout, but with those horses, kind of to be expected there.
I know, exactly. All right, and we have the preservationist baby was scratched in the next race. Happy hour.
Yes, it was.
Oh, my boy. Can't be scratching the preservations, baby.
When I saw that one, I was like, well, there's Sean's pick.
Yeah, I know, huh? Jeez. They're killing me here. They're taking my picture away. They're taking, oh, wait a minute, let me get this out of here. Let me put this on the next race here for us. Race 5, right? Computer technical difficulties. There we go. Now we're at least back at the track. There we go. Okay. Well, weird. I don't know what's going on with my picture, but at least you guys can hear me.
We can.
Hopefully it'll come back momentarily here. Trying some stuff here. All right. This is the race 5 coming up here. Claiming purse 10,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have not won a race since December 17th. 3-year-olds. That pick he gave out went 25 to 1 to 9 to 2. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't think that the horse was going to hold those odds either, because those odds made no sense to me.
No, and he's 3 for 6 lifetime at the track. So, I mean, so it's not like, and he didn't run a bad race, last time.
Yeah, Poppy said the formula must have dropped the bundle on him because he dropped all the way down to 4.
He did. Exactly. Crazy.
Paul said he has him at 25 to 1. Awesome, Paul, if you do.
He's definitely a horse for the course, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you look at his dirt races, Sean, he's run 20 times, but he's run 10 times on synthetic and 10 on dirt. And on dirt, he's 6 for 10 with 3 wins, 2 seconds and a third.
Weird.
And Colonel Mustard trains in Assiniboia.
Yep. With the whip.
With the whip.
In the track. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. In the winner's circle. This is an interesting race here, Tim. Who are your top 3, my friend?
All right, let me go through mine here.
I've never looked better, by the way, on this screen.
What's that?
I said I've never looked better than I have right now on this screen.
I hate picking an even money horse on top here, Sean, but I thought this 5 was really tough in here. As a matter of fact, even though I liked the 7 in the last one, I thought 7 and 1 were both right there. But this was a horse that I actually had as pretty much a top pick of the night. So it's going to be hard to beat this 5. We're definitely going to try, but I like the 5 a lot. So if I'm going to try to beat the 5, one that I'm going to do that with is the 6. The 6 is my second pick here. And I was a little bit disheartened that we're down to 5 to 1 because it was a 12 to 1 morning line. And this was a horse that I thought off of a double-digit morning line that we could get a bit of a price on and do pretty well. But
yeah,
that was a really good finish in that last race. If you look, 7 horses in the race. The horse was 7th by 11 lengths early on after hopping pretty badly at the start. So this horse was way back at the beginning and was closing like a freight train at the end. So ended up a decent 3rd in that race. finished only beaten 4 3/4 lengths in that race. So could definitely improve and come back in this race and do better. And that's what I expect her to do. After those two, after 5 and 6, I'm going to go all the way to the outside. That's a 9 horse. That was in the same race as the 6 I Ladies. This horse did end up finishing second in that race. Excuse me, held on for a piece, was the speed in the race, and then kind of tired at the end. Should move forward, second off the long layoff here. So I expect the horse to be able to do better. It's probably your speed in here, probably the horse that's going to be leading here early on. And I think that the horse gets out front here and can definitely hold on for a piece, which piece is yet to be seen. But, you know, I've been waiting for Bell to do something more than what he's been doing so far this year, and he's just an underneath guy. He's got 1 win, and he's just an underneath guy. So I don't think this horse is a win threat at all. I was hoping the horse would take a little bit more money, but I do think the horse is an underneath threat. So 5, 6, and 9 for me. I did not have the 3 horse in my top 3, but I would put the 3 horse as my 4th pick. The thing about this one is that race in the last, which had the 6 and the 9, which I just talked about and liked. This is another one who had a little bit of a troubled trip, but didn't look as good in the lane as the other horses that I mentioned. So I put the 3 behind those 2. But if she runs back to her back class, she definitely has the potential to win this race, Sean.
Yeah, no doubt. It's an interesting race. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, Stretch has got the 5 on top, which I think as well. Kurt's trying to beat the 5 with the 9. I just don't like the 9 on top based on what I just said about Siobhan Bell just not being able to find the winner's circle. So I think the 5 is much the best here in those other horses. I like Kurt's picks. If you swap the top 2, that's pretty much the way I see it. But I like the 6 for second.
Yeah.
You know, that's a really good question, Dan. You know, Jared Brown in the past, he's definitely been a little more competitive. Last year and this year weren't as good as a couple of years back when he had Carreño riding for him most of the time. Yeah, I think there are better choices here, and nothing against the rider he's picking. It just seems like that's not working for them, because if you look the 2 of them overall, when they combine, it's like where was it here? So yeah, they're 0 for 4.
Yeah.
What do you think here, Sean?
Yeah, I think the 5 just, to me, is just the horse to beat here. We remember a couple of years ago, Henry Witt brought that horse up. What do you call it? To win the Assiniboia Derby, you know. And this is kind of like he's been bringing, ever since that, he's been bringing these horses up from Lone Star, and I think that this horse is ultra live. I wasn't thrilled with the 9. I think he'd be underneath, but he's not. I agree with you. He's not a win candidate. You know, so we're at 78.50. Hit the button, Tim.
That was quick.
My play of the night, so I'm going to do a $2 exactas 5-all.
Okay.
I don't like that 9, and some of the other exactas pay pretty well. Dalrymple was the second rider for Brown last meet. Seems he's up off the dip chart. Yeah, absolutely, Dan. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go back here to Jenny Mack. Yeah. Baby Yoda setting the track record. Known as the Saratoga Wonder, Jenny. Usually he can only win at Saratoga, but what a performance that was, breaking the track record.
Yeah, Barry, that was the exact point I made. If you look at that horse, I mean, he did look much the best in that last race. I should say, but she looked much the best in that last race. So, I love the 6 here. I've got 5, 6. I thought the 5 was tough here, but if she runs the race that it looked like she was going to run last time without the start, and a lot of times that happens, they blow the start and then they finish so well and don't necessarily run back to the way that looks as a result of that. But I do think she's right there. I think it's 5, 6, 6, 5, but I totally agree with that. Sean, so Manitoba Derby, last year Bricklayer, then the year before that Monodura. Is that the one you're talking about? Or
yeah, Monodura. Yeah. That was the horse that Henry Witt brought up.
Yeah.
You know, and won the race. Ever since then, Witt's been bringing these horses up from Lone Star, and used to be Jerry Gounod who trained this horse, but now the son does. But
that whole thing is still an interesting situation, and it's weird how we've never heard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know what's behind all of that.
Exactly. Yeah, no, very interesting. 2 minutes to post. Almost 200 people in the chat. Thank you so much, as always, guys, for joining us tonight. There you go, Jenny. My arms are getting tired from being folded. It's been.
You look bored, Sean.
I do, exactly. I'm still sitting there with my arms folded. I don't know what's going on, but I don't want to lose the screen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose the. You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly.
And until it comes back, I'll just be in the dark like everyone. It's very dark here in Boston right now. Yep, absolutely, Joseph. Yep. I'm banking on a long shot here, getting behind this 5.
We want a 5-4.
Yeah, 5-4 would be lovely, just lovely. It would make our day.
Yeah, and if you're looking at the exacta probables, 5-9 is paying the least at 6-1. The 5-4 would pay $182. The 5-7 $132.
Neil's got James White's got a win and play 6 and exact 6 all. Neil's got a 5 all try box. Yeah, it doesn't hurt a closer as much to blow a start because they're used to coming from behind. Yeah, for sure.
But I'm with you, Barry. I like what I saw in that race and how that horse was so far back and came closing, which is why I had the 6 underneath for sure. Absolutely. And I love that the horse is not getting the play at 7-1, which currently puts the horse at 4th favorite. After the 5, you've got what would now be 5, 9, 1, and 6. And I think it's all 5, 6. That horse just finished like I just thought the horse had even more and was ready to go around again. Go back and watch that race.
Yeah. Gatekeeper's going to exact the key 5 with the 369. Good luck. Neil's got the 5 all try box. 2 minutes to post.
Classic high five coming up in this race. Once again, with my pick 4, I'm alive in here to 5, 6, and 9. Let's keep that rolling.
15, 18 to go on the
6 on top for that.
Oh yeah, 15, 18,
and so 6 looks really
folks,
good on the track.
Yeah, right. So remember, folks, just so you know, so if my 5 all is coming down the stretch and the 6 is gaining on the 5, Tim in his head is rooting for the 6, not for my bet. Exactly. He's rooting for the 6 to totally destroy my 5. Just remember,
Sean, as long as we're clear on that before the race starts.
Right, we know, right? Exactly. Like, like I used to say to my mom, right? I used to say to her, she said, "You like Megan better than me." She said, "It's good you know it now."
Exactly.
Good you know it now.
Exactly.
And with 14, 16 to go in the third, it is Florida 3 and Edmonton nothing. Dan H, I like the value of the 9, so I'm going with the $2 try key 9, 5, 6 all. Okay. I'm 5-9 in the pick 4. Good luck, Dan.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that odds on the 9 are dropping pretty good, Dan. So
yeah, I know.
The 9 just took quite a bit of money and dropped all the way down to 9 to 5. So the 5 is currently the favorite at 3 to 2, but the 9 is now 9 to 5. So taking some late money.
Yes, I'm hoping that's one of those call things that they just love to put fake money on horses on the outside. And
and the 5 just kind of went up to 8 to 5 from 3 to 2. So a little half point jump there.
We're making our way towards the starting gate.
Good luck to everybody. Bob Jackson, top picks 1, 3, 5. Formula had the 3 on top, which he mentioned, but if you're not looking at his tip sheet, he had 3, 8, 6, which I think is interesting. He had the 9 all the way on the bottom, which I don't get at all. But he did have the 6 in third, 3, 8, 6 for formulas picks. And that's his sheet. I'm not sure that that's exactly the way he would have picked them. Sometimes he varies a little bit from that, but that's the way his numbers came out, 3, 8, 6. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck. Bring the sound up here.
Well, Kyle, the only one of those I have is the 6, so hopefully the 6 wins and we can both move on.
Next up, Woke Joke.
5 and 9 are both 8 to 5 now, Sean.
Wow.
And now the 9's a favorite, so late money coming in on the 9.
It's ready to go in.
Kyle needs a 3, 6, or 8 to stay alive in the pick 4. Good luck, Kyle.
That's why I told him, let's get the 6, and that way we can both move on. That's the only one we have in common. Sean, did you notice that the 1 hole is 2 positions in?
Yep. Yes. Yep. That's what I'm saying.
That's even more than normal. So sometimes they move the 1 in.
Furlongs, it's much different than the 5.5.
Yeah. So that's a big difference for the 1 hole because the 1 hole is usually trouble here to Assiniboia.
Hi, ladies, now stepping up.
Looks like we got 3 left to go in here.
Yep. over 200 in the
That
chat.
trick worked. She is
Thank
in.
you so much, guys.
Giddy up Zoe walks right in. Just 2 left to load. Drill, baby, drill. And now the co-favorite at 8-5 is just always the little one to the outside. Always the little one will load without jockey Siobhan Bell.
9's going in without the jockey.
Yeah. That can always be interesting.
Wow. Late money just hammered the 5, 2-5.
Yeah. Oh, geez, really?
Excellent job by the gate crew. Siobhan Bell now climbs
But
back aboard.
I totally get it. I had the 5 as the pick of the night.
Yeah.
Best bet of the night for
And
me.
they're off. Stumbling a
Whoa,
bit
the
at
9
start
went
from
way
Sparkling
outside.
Silver.
Yeah,
From
way
the
outside.
Always a little one. Flashes her
1-5
early speed
on the 5.
and grabs a lead
Jeez.
by 2. Sparkling Silver recovers nicely.
The 6 had trouble
and
getting out
is
again.
from
6 is
second.
way
Yeah.
back.
To the
Yeah,
far
way back.
outside,
Yeah.
Giddy Up Zoe in third.
20 to
And it's
1
back
in
to
that deal.
Drill, baby, drill in fourth with Otter Pop to the inside.
Come on, Baudry. You got the horse. Let's see you win.
Then it's I Ladies and the trailer Woke Joke. 24 seconds, the opening quarter. And always the little
Here comes the
one.
5 on the outside.
Still there with
Should
the
just
2
blow
by
left
the 9.
advantage. Craven
No,
Madrid
quit.
has
6 is
started
coming with
9.
run too.
rolling to
Yeah,
the
quit 9.
outside.
Come on,
Trying
6.
to get after
5,
always
6.
the little one.
5, 6.
Come on,
Let's-
5, 6. Come on.
Rolling Otter Pop and Sparkling Silver, the half.
It's going to be 5, 6, 9. Watch this. Just like I handicapped. Piece of cake. Here comes that 3.
Takes over the
Yeah,
lead
come on,
and
6.
blows on by and opens up.
Come on, 6.
5, 6, 7. A 16th of a mile.
Wow,
to
look at the
go,
5.
and
Definitely
just
best bet of the
like
night.
this,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna win by 9.
Yeah.
Second best, I Ladies. Third's gonna go to Otter Pop. Fourth.
No, we
Drill,
can't see you,
Baby,
Neil.
Drill.
I've never looked so
Close,
good
but
here.
enough.
Exactly. I'm in the dark, but at least my horses are running better than my than my picture. Exactly. But that's
Well,
okay.
Sean, we're not going to win a lot of money, but we didn't lose money.
Okay, that's good. Well, I wouldn't have done that at 2-5. You know what I'm saying? I like where I was before, but I wasn't going to change it.
Better for me because that's what I bet, 5, 6, and that's just
Yeah.
exactly the way I saw it.
Yeah. If that horse isn't claimed, I'll be shocked.
Second goes to number
You
6,
know?
I Ladies.
Yeah.
Third to number
Totally
3,
agree.
Otter
Yeah,
Pop.
see,
And fourth.
I did
number
kneel.
8, Drill, Baby, Drill. They went the opening quarter, 24 seconds.
Much better
Half,
than
48 and 3.
All right.
Furlongs 101 and 3.
I tried putting the 6 and 9 in my pick 4. I thought the 5 was a single, but I was just hoping that it wasn't. But moving on. So I'm halfway through the pick 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan definitely won like a 1-5 should. That he was off the screen.
Well, at least we got 18. Exactly. At one time, that exactly was before that. Okay, that 5, 6 before was paying $31, $32. Now it's paying 18. You know,
Yeah. Exactly.
Good Lord. With a 20 to 1 second. You know?
Yeah, same Malatot. That's what I just said. I used all 3 of the horses that I liked, 5, 6, and 9. But I had the 5 as the best bet. But a lot of times my best bets have been like crapping out lately, so I put my underneath horses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, you're still alive, Malatot. That's all that counts. You know. That's again, Dan. Hey, if you're alive, you're alive. You know what I'm saying? And we'll still make money.
Yeah,
Not much, not much, but we'll still make
a few bucks, enough for a cup of coffee.
yeah, yeah. And good for formula there with his third there with Otter Pop, you
The
know.
official winner of our VIP Pan of the Night race. That's number 5, Sharp Likeness. Sharp Likeness is a dark bear brown filly.
This horse has to have gotten
Sharp
claimed.
Azteca out of the mare Kawaii Gal by Orb. Owned by Henry Witt Jr., trained by Jason Morneau. And
Amen, amen, Joseph, amen. We need a little beats losing any day of the week.
Oh yeah,
congratulations!
Any day of the week.
Out to trainer Jason Morneau.
Absolutely.
And we got 18-20.
18-20, just like I thought. All right, so I've already updated the bankroll. 82.70, so we're back
All right,
swinging.
we're right there. We're back swinging.
2 races to go.
Just got killed by the cause.
And with that, Sean, for just a moment, I'm going to get one more refill, and I'll let you entertain the crowd with your good looks on the screen.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Make the jockey shove on.
I'm doing my dance right now. Yeah, there we go. Everybody do the YMCA. Okay. Can't see me do that. Hey, you won $22.30 on a $10 double. Malathot, it beats losing, man. It beats losing. Yeah, you got third formula. You got third.
To get your 50-50 tickets. The current jack.
You have to believe the source was claimed. I would think the source was claimed.
Tickets are 1 for 10.
Let's see if it does.
50 for 50 or
50-50 pool that we can't play in, but that's okay. Groundhog 136. It's still a win. A win is a win is a win. It does not matter how. It's a win. So we move on to the 6th race. 14 minutes to post. That horse was much the best versus that group. And let's see what the conditions are that are for us today here. All right. Race 6. Maiden claiming purse 10,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and up. 3-year-olds 117, older horses 123. And we do not have a scratch, so a full field of 9 going here in this race. And this is an interesting race for sure. Yeah, take all the profits, man. Absolutely. Any profit is a good profit. Okay, so you look at this field, and right now the favorite is 2. Is it 2-1? The 4 is it 5-2? 7 is 7-2. Tree Hugger. Tree Hugger always takes money. The horse is 0 for 15. One of these days, Tree Hugger is going to find the right field with the right sandbox, and he will find his way into the winner's circle. Yeah, Paul is our amazing person, man. It's like 4 a.m. over there. He's still with us, you know. Barry Sniper Spears, one of my good men there, Paul. Great man. Bobby D's got a 2-5 with the 6-7-8-1. Good luck, Bobby. Bring her home. I'll wait for Tim to get back here so I can tell who my top 3 are here. Thank you again to everybody. Over 200 people tonight. Always great to see you guys in the house with us. It's definitely an interesting race. Yep. Not too much coming up on the horizon here in terms of big races coming up here. And I mean, we don't have too many this weekend. We are a month away from Saratoga opening and a month away from Del Mar opening. So we're getting close. The dog days of Monmouth. Poor Monmouth just keeps getting rain. Here in Boston, we've had 13 straight weekends in a row of rain. I mean, that has just been crazy. 13 straight weekends of rain. And this weekend, hopefully, is supposed to be. Yeah, sharp lightness was claimed. You knew he would. All right, Thomas Blaine in this order has 2, 5, 7, 4 for the next race in that exact order. So if anyone's looking for the formulas picks, we're also on the YouTube channel too. That is his picks, 2, 5, 7, 4 in that exact order. Does it rain every time a meeting is held in New York? Paul, it sure seems that way. Lately, it's just been Saratoga's been pretty lucky. I was up at the Belmont and it rained, but for the most part, Naira hasn't been too bad. They've gotten some days of rain, but not as many as up here. They've gotten a couple of days of sun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Barry C, you guys had. Okay, I gotta say, for all you people, right? Barry, one of my good friends who will be on the show with us in a couple of weeks, Mary Rufo, right? She'll be on here with us in a couple of weeks, which will be fun. I can't tell you, and Barry can back this up. They just kept getting snow. It was like it would not stop up in Albany and Saratoga. It just kept snowing like forever. Like we were in Boston, we were like 60, 65, and Saratoga and Albany just kept getting snow, and it was crazy, But yeah, so Tim is back.
I'm
Sam
back.
Bennett. Well, yeah, Bennett for the playoffs. Martian for the Cup Finals.
I'm catching up on all the comments here.
Yep, no worries, my friend. But it just kept snowing up in there. Not sure you saw it, but both the 5 and and the 1. Yep, exactly, Joe. No surprise. Yep. That may have been the groundhog. I agree. That may have been the claim of the meet there, Tim. That horse may have been the claim of the meet.
I agree. I don't know why they're. I would hope that was like a 10-way shake.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, I think every trainer that is on the grounds was in that office. Oh, Mal thought he's been. Yeah, exactly. Kentucky's been exactly. I have never seen Tim's. If you saw Tim's, the bottom of like Tim's like complex and everything. I mean, there was so much rain under that. I've never seen. It was crazy. Couldn't even get in his entrance. There was so much rain.
Yeah, exactly. The Kentucky River was in the entrance to my neighborhood.
Yes, exactly. And that's not supposed to be. Exactly. All right, Tim. So we're 7 minutes to race 6.
I like it. Let's do it.
Let's do it here. Okay. And we're looking at this race here. And okay, so if I don't pick the 5, it's the horse is telling me it's not true. Okay, there you go. All right. There we go. All right. And the Kurt's got 4-2-5 and Stretch has got 4-8-2. All right, my friend. We're looking at this race, seeing what we got here. And this is an interesting race here. My first pick here in this race was indeed the 2, Forget the Roses. I did like the Sherry Long. The three stars with Knights, 33%. I love the fact that this horse was facing, before you had the recency, was between like horses. I watched that 3 wide. This horse ran like a half mile longer than everybody, but still almost got up at odds of 2-1. I think this horse is going to be very hard to beat. Knights is riding well again, which is great to see. 23%. He struggled there, Tim, in the beginning, but he really has picked it up. In the beginning, Knights had that struggle day, but ever since then, he's been doing really well. So I think the 2 is definitely the top pick for me. The 4 is an interesting one. The fact that this Ren came back, was previously chained by Shelley Brown. Schnitz moved it over to Robert Schnitz. Sky Schnitz is dead. Moved this horse over to Devon Gittins, and he put the Bug Boy, I don't know if it's a Bug Boy or girl. I don't know that. This horse ran a good second to Awesome Wildcat, and I thought that was an interesting one. And the interesting thing, I got 2 long shots here, in the bottom, and one is Tree Hugger, who's down to 9-2. I mean, this horse is 0 for 15, but he likes coming in third. So I don't want him on the top, but I like him on the bottom as a price. But one of these days he's going to meet a group that he likes, and he might get it done. But and the 4th horse I thought was interesting was Not True. Marion Johnston and Pruitt. This horse was really had a slow start, but was really wide, but was coming on for 4th. And I thought maybe in this group, maybe I could find the thing. So I was 2, followed by where am I? 2, 4, and then 5 and 7, or 7 and 5. What do you like, Tim?
I mean, if you look at my pick 3, or my pick 4, excuse me, it kind of gives the 3 horses that I played in here, and that's the 2, the 4, and the 7. So let's talk about those. If you look at the last race that the 4 and the 7 was in, it makes a lot of sense that Whitney's Wish is going to be the top pick of both Stretch and Kurt in here, because you look and nobody was catching Awesome Wildcat in that race. The horse won handily. Yeah. But if you look, a lot of these were in that race, and everybody else was a lot tighter. But the thing that interested me about, I watched that race 3 or 4 times, Sean, just to kind of watch all the horses and really looking at it. Whitney's Wish, that race was 5.5 furlongs, and now we're going 6. Whitney's Wish was second, but the horse that was looking the best in the lane and that was really running well is Tree Hugger. And this is a horse that I've just been waiting to for her to break her maiden, despite the fact that she's taken money a lot of times. I think I was on her one time with Ali last year, but I haven't been on her since. And I'm going to change that tonight. I'm going to play her on top, because I think when you look at that last race, I think she's finally putting it together. And against this field, looking at who's in here, I just don't think there's anybody crazy. The 2 was definitely the one that you look at and you're like, okay, this horse was running against different horses, not with everybody else here. So that's a horse that's a little bit interesting here. Lukewarm favorite at 3-1, which I like that. So I included that one, but the 2 was my my second horse. And could finish on top of the 7. I just have a hunch about the 7, that this is the one where she finally puts it together. Based on that last one, it looked pretty good. Bino getting back up really was a change on her. Her best race before that last one was when Bino rode her last year, and he got a good second in that one. So I think she's finally figuring it out, and this is going to be the spot. I do like the 2. The 2 makes a lot of sense for Shad Knights getting up. This one, that was a really good close second to Per Tiger the last time out. So definitely going to be right there. And Whitney's Wish, I think when you look at everybody else, and a lot of them, like I say, were in that race, Whitney's Wish is better than anybody else that was in that race. I just think that maybe Tree Hugger moves ahead of her a little bit based on what I saw in that particular race. Nobody else in here kind of interests me at all based on the races they've had and the numbers they've put up and how they've run. So I think it's pretty much those three.
I'm shocked. Tree Hugger's 3-1.
I'm not, because I just think if you go back and watch that race, it makes a lot of sense. And here's the other thing, Sean, on that particular night, and if you look on the form, it shows that big S, which means that the track was speed favoring. And Awesome Wildcat was on the lead that day and ran away from the rest of the field. And Tree Hugger was closing up pretty darn good on a track that for being back and on a track that was speed favoring. So I just think that this is finally the spot to where this horse might break through.
Yeah.
She's going to do it eventually, and I think she might have found her friends here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Barry, I agree. It's kind of tough. If you really break it down, but I looked at, I watched a few races and everything in this one, and most of them, like I say, were in that one. To me, it's those three and everybody else. I really think so, but I wouldn't fault anybody for going with somebody else.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to take this off for 1 second, my friend.
Sure. Just leave me and my friend Sean here.
The black hole.
Let's put my friend Sean on top there. Now you can see Sean for me.
This is like a bad joke. We'll get it fixed.
Sean is in mourning, so he's just wearing.
Yeah, I'm in mourning, exactly. I'm in mourning. There we go. Now we should be able to. There it is. Okay. Oh, Barry, all it takes is one, my good man.
Exactly, bud. I got lucky tonight. My picks lately, but I've been close. Sean will tell you for like 2 weeks. It's
We've been very close.
I've had so many trifectas to where I'm like first, second, and fourth, or first, third, and fourth. It's just like it's just killing me.
Neil on the Black Stallion, exactly.
And it sucks when you do that and you've got horses that are in there at a price and you're getting those horses, but you're not just putting it all together. So, but I think this is it.
Yeah, Joseph. Often in maidens, you look at in a maiden race, you look and see what who they've run against. That definitely helps determine who you're. Neil. Kyle Graves, try key box 7 with the 2, 4, 5, 8. Good luck, my friend. The classic high 5 pool growing. No. Well, Tim's is still trying to get his wager.
I'm almost there.
He's almost there. Trying to get the 5 all off the screen here. There. Now it's gone. Not going to 5 all in this race.
No. All right. They're getting the gate. We better do this.
247, 247 with 245.
All right. So look, this looks a lot like a 247 trifecta box, but the only thing is I'm adding the 5 in for an additional position in third. So
Yeah.
I think that out of all the horses, if somebody else sneaks into the trifecta, I think the 5 might sneak in underneath with Sierra. And that was the only one that kind of had me a little bit questioned. But I think 247 for the exact is pretty solid. So this is the way we're playing the trifecta. We'll hope we get that 5 underneath, which I don't think as many people will have. And then we'll see if we can bring something home. That's a $24 play. Because it adds that extra horse. So a little bit of money, but we're trying to bring something home here at the end. And we got the bankroll with a couple races to try to turn something around.
Yes, we do. Yes, we certainly do.
So that leaves Sean $58 for the last race.
Yes.
Plenty of money to bring us back.
I'll win like a champ. Exactly. Let's get an update here for the people. The final Florida Panthers 5, Edmonton 1. They are your Stanley Cup champions.
Chapeau.
The state of Florida has become hockey town. Between Tampa and Florida. Let me get our good buddies.
What the hell?
Voice going here.
They can't even make ice in the freezer down there.
Now just running on Noni's cookie.
Good luck now.
They're at the post.
Let me turn up the
And
volume.
they're off.
Here we go.
From the outside, Tree Hugger.
Tree
A
hugger.
little bit
There
of
goes my
early
girl.
speed.
Going
matched
for
on
the lead.
outside by It's Not the Law. Settled right in behind Whitney's Wish and Forgot the Roses, running as a pair. Moving up, Freed by Magic, 3 wide. Then It's Not True. Adventurous showing a little bit of run. Noni's Cookie. And the trailer, Duck St. Angel. 24-2 the opening quarter, and It's Not the Law has opened up by 3 lengths. Freed by Magic. Starting to eat into that lead on the outside. Tree Hugger on the rail. Whitney's Wish back to 4.
Not looking good right now. I need some horses to get moving here.
As they
Yeah,
hit the
we
head of
see,
the lane,
yeah.
the half, 49
Who's
seconds.
moving now?
It's Not the Law has the lead.
Here comes a 2 flying.
Forgot the Roses with the best stride on the inside. On the outside, Freed by Magic. A 16th of a mile to go. Freed by Magic. Puts a nose in front and is going to take it. Second to Forgot the Roses. Third's going to go to Not
6-2.
True. And fourth to Tree Hugger.
Oh, Tree Hugger, you'll win one of these years.
Yep. And who got third, Sean?
Yeah.
The 5.
Yeah.
Sierra. That's the one thing that kind of I looked at her and I'm like, this horse is going to finish third. And
Yeah, me too. Remember, I picked her third. That not. You said this horse could actually get up for the try.
yeah, I definitely thought, and it's almost like I wanted to single, even as crazy as that sounds, single her in third because I just thought that it was a horse that was probably going to finish third.
I know. Yeah. The 6.
And
Freed
killed
by
my
Magic.
pick.
Baudry and Lauren Frazier.
Congrats to Malathot. Malathot said 6 was his single here.
Good job, Malathot.
To number 2, Forgot the Roses. Third to number 5.
Well done,
Not
sir.
True. Fourth to number 7.
He definitely took a lot of call money late. 3 to 1.
Not the Law.
Yeah, it took a lot of money. Yeah.
Quarter 24-2.
Big drop.
49 seconds.
Yeah.
5 furlongs. 103. Time for the 6.
I know that horse was coming in from Fawner, but those were some bad races against some bad horses.
Yeah, exactly.
And this horse was crushed by Tree Hugger and a couple of these last year at Assiniboia. So
Yeah. Neil is 62578. Ethan was close. He had 6 with the 247. Yeah.
Yeah, Barry, I definitely wanted that 2 to win to keep my
entering
pick
the
4
winner's
going.
enclosure,
Yeah.
the official winner
Did
here
not
in
have
race
the
number
6.
6. That's number 6, Freed by Magic.
6,
Freed
2,
by
5,
Magic is
7.
dark Bear Brown mare, 5 years
Yeah,
old.
Marv, I was right with you. I love the 2.
Out of the mare,
I had the 2 across. I thought it was coming like a. So
Oh,
clearly, right
dominant
now, you're
racing.
seeing that the
Right
rail is
behind
good to make a
Fraser.
move up, but it's not good to
Entering the
sustain it
victory
because
by
every
Freed
time the horse has
Magic.
made the move on the
Under
rail,
6 furlongs,
Yep.
is getting beaten by the horse in the middle of the track. You know,
Congratulations
every
goes
single
out
time.
to jockey
You know?
Ivan Badri,
Yeah,
who
Dan, and
scored
that's a
the
great point. You know, people
four-bagger.
talk about this track being so chalky, but I will tell you,
Raven
if you look at
Badri.
that race, how do you say that you
6 is
singled the
official in
6
the
there?
upcoming
Because the
7th
2
Yeah.
looked good, the 4 looked good, the
Classic
7 looked good. You
high
know,
5 look
wagering.
dangerous. Yeah.
There
Look at the
are
super,
no
20 cent super,
changes.
75.27 for 20
Yeah.
cents. You know?
16 minutes
yeah,
away.
with the 2, the 5, and the 7. And I think it's the
Yeah.
5 that actually, you know, caused that to pay a
Yeah.
little bit there
Yeah,
because
me
you're
too,
getting
yeah.
up to 3rd, which, you know, I kind of called that with putting the 5 in 3rd, you know, with my
Me
box
too,
there,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
And 25% off.
just
Right.
made a lot of
All
sense
right.
to me that horse was going to get up for a piece underneath. But
Exactly. So,
oh well, moving on.
all right.
Sean's going to bring us back here.
Yes, we are. Yep.
We got the bailout.
7th race. Yep. Let me get to it. Bring us to the 7th race. There we go.
And Sean, I've got an interesting thought on this race. We'll see what you think.
I like it. I like it. Right now the 6 is the 8-5 favorite. And we got a full field of 10. Yeah, plenty of money for the bailout. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
And we
sir.
definitely should see the money spread out here with 10 horses. So
Yes.
right now, a huge favorite with the 6, which I'm okay with the 6 being the favorite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
Sean, spoiler alert, I don't have the 6 in my top 2.
Love it. There you go. Okay. So I'll read the 6 furlongs claiming purse 13,600 for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races.
There you go.
There we go. And we go full field of 10.
You know, I love that non-winners a 2 angle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. All right. 14. All right. I'll be back in 1 minute, my friend.
Sure, no problem. So if you're
Don't worry.
new,
By the
Go
way,
ahead,
don't
Sean.
worry. I won't leave you in the dark.
you can leave your camera on and no one will know you're gone, Sean.
Exactly. Right.
All right. So if you've been here before, you've heard me talk about this and these non-winners of 2 life. So I've got an angle that I like to play, and we talked about it earlier, and that horse did okay in that race. So let's talk about it again here. In the non-winners of 2 lifetime races, every horse in here should have had 1 race. The only exception is if a horse entered the race and then basically got past the conditions. And that's what I was just talking about, Frank, is so this horse entered the race and basically was in this race and before the horse got another win last time out. So the horse was entered here. So because a horse was already entered, the horse gets to run back, which is why you see the 2 in here, which makes it an interesting perspective when you're looking at these non-winners of 2. If you look at the 1, the 1 maiden special weight, ran an allowance, didn't do much, had to drop to the maiden claiming 7,500 to get a win at Assiniboia, and got that win going 7.5, and we're going 6 furlongs here. The 2 basically won, and if you look at that one, first time out, which I always weighed heavily, but 1 sprinting. And that's a lot easier to do. So I downgrade that weight. So even it's a first time out win, which I rate kind of highly, I downgrade it because it was one of those short sprints. You look at the 3 here, a maiden 5,000 claimer. Even though it's a different track and everything with Emerald Downs, that's not a very high level to break your maiden at there. So moving on to the number 4, this is a horse that's kind of interesting here because this horse early on ran in maidens and then actually ran Derby trials and ran in the Manitoba Derby while still a maiden. And Sean was talking about Mano Dura a little bit earlier. This horse was in that Derby, didn't do much, but then came back next out and won. Rough Customer, the number 4. So when you look at the number 5 horse, this is a horse who just broke maiden a couple back at Turf Paradise in a 4,500 claimer, not too high of a level. Then we go to the 6 horse. This horse broke a maiden at Tampa, 6 furlongs, which is the distance, which I always weight at a 10,000 claimer. So that one's pretty solid. I like that one a little bit. Then you go to the 7. And this horse was at the maiden special weight, dropped down to 12.5 claimers, and then finally 15 claimer at Will Rogers. And that's not a very high level. So we'll pass on the 7. Then we go to the 8, Pickin' Riffs. This is a horse who was at the maiden special weight, had to drop down here to Assiniboia going 6 furlongs, 7,500, and then was at that level for a while before he finally broke his maiden at 7.5 furlongs. And I prefer it to be at the distance we're running. So these are all factors that I weigh when I look at the one win that each of these horses have. The 9, Lemon Twist, basically won the maiden race at a 10,000 maiden claimer on the synthetic. So that's a clear downgrade for me. And then lastly, you look at the 10 horse. This is a horse whose first race was in a stakes race and then came back in a maiden special weight and won 5.5 furlongs in that race, then came back and ran stakes, has been running at the allowance level. First time off the layoff, last time out, this horse ran at a 15,000 and ran a decent race in losing to Silver Blur and Lemon Twist, who is in this race. I think this horse moves forward, gets Antonio Whitehall. Whitehall has not gotten a win all night long tonight until this race. So, Sean, I've got the 10 on top, and I know the 10 is currently sitting at 4-1, but I really like the 10 a lot in this race. My second pick is actually the 9 horse. I like the 9. Last time out, that was a really good race to where the horse at a 10,000 non-winners at 2, which is a little the same level that we're running out right now, was on the lead and was just beaten late. So 3rd off a layoff. You know how I love me some 3rd off a layoff. This horse should improve off of that one and may hold speed a little longer, but this one's going to be out there. The 6 is taking all the money right now. It's 2-1. Dropped down to 12 claimer last time out, 12.5. But that wasn't a great race, and I think that others in here are just a little bit better. Yes, this horse is getting Baudry for Wendy Anderson, but Sean, these 2 together are 0-5. So I don't like the 6 a lot to win on top. I would put the 6. The 6 is my 3rd pick, but the thing that pisses me off the most about my number 10 pick is that I look up at the screen right now and Kurt and Stretch both picked the 10.
Yep.
But I've got 10-9-6, Sean.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
And I would add the 2 would be my next pick. This horse is one that looks like that he doesn't meet the conditions because he has 2 wins, but he was entered for this when he got that win, so that's how they slide through.
Yeah, Formula's got 9-6-2-5 in this race.
And then after that, and according to his sheet, is the 10. So he's got the winner in 5th.
Okay. Like it.
Paul, they gave you 7-1 on what? On who? Is that the 10? I really like the 10 a lot, Sean.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
What did you see in here?
10. Yeah, no, I'm on the 10. No, I really like Kentucky Jake. He's out of Kentucky Bear, who is the cousin of Cocaine Bear.
Yep.
And yeah, no, this I just love the way this horse came back in a realistic spot, 15,000 hours and 2, dropped them from the allowance, and he didn't run bad in the allowance races, you know, and gets the outside. The outside seems to be the place to be tonight. Antonio's has won 1 race tonight, and at 6 furlongs, and I think the change to him is definitely a good one. I think this horse is faced better. And I think this horse is back in the right spot with the right people. And I think this horse is definitely the
Sean,
horse.
the last race of the night. Do you know what time it is?
What?
Riders up!
It's Riders Up one more time. And we don't even have Colin going for the sleepy pick. What's wrong with the 8? Gatekeeper wants to know what's wrong with the 8 picking riffs. Carl Anderson and so let me see. Okay. So this is why. Okay, I'll tell you, Gate, why I think. Okay, because he was running against restricted claiming race for the Manitoba breds. Now he's in an open race, which is much harder. So I think that's kind of why the 8's not getting played, because even though it came in 1st and 3rd, and his buyers are only at 38-37, did run a 54. So he does have a potential to jump up for sure. But this is so much tougher group in an open company than you would.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the races this horse has been in, and you look at like the Graduation and the Winnipeg Futurity and the JW Sift, and you look at and you're like, oh, this horse has been running stakes races, yes, but for most of those races, this horse was not competitive at all. And the only races where you look and you see that, okay, this horse has showed speed and has finished in the money, as Sean mentioned, every one of those is pretty much a restricted race. Yeah. And most of these have been running against better. And this is a Manitoba bred race as well. But you've got a lot of horses that have been running against much better fields.
Yeah. Yeah, no show, no call. Yeah, no, exactly. This horse kept losing to no show, no call. Exactly. Even to Lieutenant Norm, I mean,
exactly. You look at this horse, and it's another one who met the conditions and then got a second win last time out on the 3rd of June, even though this is a non-winners of 2 because the horse was already entered here. But it looks like that was at the level and everything. But I just think that was a much easier field here than what you have here. I'm not saying the horse is without a chance. It's just not for me. I don't like the horse, but I could see somebody making a case for the horse. I've got it pretty far down. Yeah.
Hey, Tom, how are you? Tom's always a very helpful information.
Yeah, and there's the clarification of what I was saying. The second win in Manitoba bred doesn't count in the non-winners of 2 Life.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. And where are we at, Brett? All right. And we got 58.70. Yeah. 870. Okay. So let me see here.
Frank loves a 2 here. Barry C's got a 10 with 267 with 267, and then a 267 with the 10 with 267.
All right. All right. So I'm trying to figure my bet here. We got 58 to left, right?
Yeah, you got plenty. 58.70. So
yeah. Okay.
Do what you need to do to bring us home here. Get us on the winner side.
All right. Here we go.
The 6 is currently your 9-5 favorite, Sean. The 9 is currently second at 9-2. Then it's the 10 is the third favorite at 5-1, and the 5 at 6-1.
Okay. Ring that bell.
Ringing it.
I'm going to do a $3 exacta 10 all 10. And I hope we get the 6 out of there, and a nice juicy bomb comes up somewhere and gets in there with the 10. I'm just checking this thing here first.
There you go. We're doing 10 all and all 10.
Yeah. See if Mr. Whitehall can get us in for the.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on, Antonio. Bring us home.
He's already won 1 tonight. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, everybody under 28. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 211 strong tonight. Thank you to everybody for joining us. Yeah. Yeah, Frank, those Nonia's babies again. Yeah. Thank you, Barry C, as always, my man. 5-1 value on the Antonio Whitehall man. 2 minutes to post. And we get to hear our favorite music going into the last race.
Got to make sure you turn it up.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to turn that up.
So looking at the will pays are pretty heavy for most of them, looking 6, 9, 5, 10.
Yeah.
So your 9 is currently dropped down to the favorite, even though the 6 is actually the favorite in most of the will pays.
Yep.
In all of the will pays.
We're heading towards the gate, and then we get to hear them.
Basically playing a $3 exacta 10 all. So there's 9 other horses. So it would be $9 per dollar. So 27 one way and 27 the other for 54 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the calls. The calls just pounded the 9. We'll see if this switches up to the 6 here, though, because the 6 is the lowest in the double, the pick 3, the pick 4, and the pick 5. Yeah, Neil, we're not allowed. So basically, Assiniboia, we have an agreement with Assiniboia and Woodbine both. They both allow us to show their races, but there's no track that we try to do on Thursday nights that will allow us to show the races.
Right.
Which is unfortunate because we're just helping them in their handle by doing it. I don't know why they think that it's a negative.
Right. And Woodbine, what do you call it? Now Woodbine does allow us to show their Thursday night races, but just for right now until the Kings Plate, their post time is at 3. When they move back to their usual 4:45, 5 o'clock time, we will go back to Woodbine and we will be able to show all their races.
Yeah, we wish they would. We need everybody that's watching. 214 people watching right now. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, but also go on the CDI websites, go on Churchill Downs and just hammer them and say, why do you guys not let us show? We're going to be watching this show and betting on your races anyway. What does it hurt?
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. It's our favorite music. Our favorite music.
Front gates are open for Distinct Tail. Who'll lead him in for the nightcap.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Can you answer this? Who was the person again that was in the chat one night and we were talking to? Blaine?
Oh, yeah. Blaine. Yep.
What's his name? Blaine what? I'm sorry.
Blake. Yeah.
Here comes
Blake. Yeah.
customer.
I'll tell you after. Yeah. Blaine Bowman. Yep.
Yeah, Blaine Bowman. I mean, he's the person. Groundhogs at Churchill. Do us a favor. I mean, it's like I just don't understand what it hurts. Everybody's watching our show. We're betting their races. We're trying to get them to more, more people watching and betting their races. We're calling the race. We're looking at it. Everybody wants to see it. Why we can't show it just doesn't make any sense. How does that hurt their business?
Yeah,
I think it only helps their business by allowing us to show it. Yeah. David, you just said it, buddy. Those 3 letters say all you need to know.
Yeah, Groundhog. Get my boy Brian Short on that too. He'll help us. I was with him in Saratoga when Junior won it all.
The other co-favorite at 5-2.
And if you didn't see the big news, I mean, if they didn't get their slots, they were getting ready to close down Fairgrounds. But it looks like as of the news that came out today, they're finally going to reach an agreement with the Louisiana Horsemen to where they can actually continue the slots. Because really, if it comes down to slots and horses, which one do you think they care most about?
Oh, that's awesome, Groundhog.
Nice.
Tell him Sean Patrick Nolan said hello. You know, he's my boy.
Have fun, Groundhog. I'll be up there this weekend.
And they're off.
And we are off for the last. The get out. Sean's going to bring us back. Here we go.
Yep.
Come on, Antonio. He's well positioned on the outside in the purple.
Yeah, 9-1.
To get out and grab a piece of the early lead in between horses. That's going to be picking riffs 3 wide. We have Brinson 4 wide.
Like where he's at, Sean. Look how many horses are up there.
Yeah, exactly. He's got any horse, man.
Back to your trailers, which are going to
I like where Antonio is.
Yeah, come on, Antonio Whitehall.
Here he comes.
Come on,
There's
baby.
9 10s coming.
Come on,
Come on,
baby doll.
Antonio.
There you come. Come on, Antonio. Show them how it's done, kid.
Trying to rally.
Come on, Antonio.
In fourth.
Come on, Antonio. Come on, keep him straight now. Keep him straight, Antonio. Come on, Antonio. Keep him straight. Come on. Keep him straight, boy. Keep him straight, Antonio. Go for the lead. Come on.
3 wide, starting to eat up ground. Big.
Oh my God, that's a bad beat.
Oh my God, third. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
Kentucky Jake, very close for 4th and 5th.
That's why we needed the 10 to get up, because that's a kind
Yeah.
of race to where a 14-1 shot just won the race.
Yep. Yep. And I hated that 6. Didn't like that 6 at all.
Yeah, I told you I did not have the 6 in my top picks. I didn't like the 6.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was going to come home. I thought he was going to come up and over the top and just beat him, you know?
Yeah. And if
on the square.
if he even gets second underneath the 7 with the 6 and the 9 out of the money, we were.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Did he get squeezed a little bit there? No. Can we have an inquiry?
The Stewart's opposed to number 7, Big Walk, as a race winner.
Wow.
Second goes to number
So
9,
close,
Lemons
man.
West. Third to number 10, Kentucky Jake. A photograph.
That would have paid huge.
To determine the 4th and 5th place finishers.
That would have paid huge.
24 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the exacta, Sean, the 710 was paying 226 for 2.
Oh.
16 and 2.
Yeah, Bob, we're getting closer and closer on this track, man. We're seeing the
photo show number 5, Brinson, finished in 4th.
Can we have an
5th
objection?
goes to number 1. Distinct tail.
Objection on the 9.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Bobby. Yep, exactly. We'll get him, Bob, next for sure. Wow, that was so close. I thought we were going to be home.
I thought Antonio was well positioned. I thought he was right there.
Yeah, me too.
Good night, Barry. Thanks for joining, bud.
Can we have an inquiry, an objection, anything? Hold all tickets. Nope.
Official. They went official quick. 7, 9, 10.
We were so close. And didn't even like that 6 at all. And the 6 didn't even hit the board. The Malathot hit the well done, Malathot. The Malathot, that's amazing, man. Yeah, someone lost. Yeah, they pounded the 9. Then what? They canceled the bets on the 9. What did they? You know.
Number 7. That's number 7. Big Walk. Big Walk. Is a big colt, 3 years old by Union.
Yeah, Joseph. I mean, we were close. We were all around it tonight, and we were playing just like tonight, like they're in that race. We were playing the 10, and we were playing against the favorites, and we're just on the wrong horse. We had 10 or 9. We just didn't have the 7 there. We hit a few tonight that we actually had 3 winning tickets tonight out of the 7 races, but just didn't get the payouts that we needed to be on the positive side there. So
yeah,
good night. Always a good time. Enjoy being here with you guys, handicapping the races. It's always fun.
Yep. Exactly. Thank you to everybody who joined us tonight. Over 200 strong there. Thank you as always. We'll see you in the lounge. Tim, you have a fun time on your trip with your friends. We will exactly, and I will be here on Thursday night. The formula, I think, will be here. You actually see my face that night, which will be fun again. But exactly. But thank you for listening to my voice. I appreciate it. But Tom, thank you, sir. David, everybody, for joining in. Malathot, great job. Exactly. And we will see you all on Thursday in the lounge.
See
Have
you.
a great night.
Good night.